Hey, everybody. Welcome back. You had a week off, and who said it in there? What was it? A week without the update is like a day without sunshine. That's what number one Marvel fan says. And I agree. I agree. Last week, of course, I was in San Diego and attending Comic-Con, hanging out with my brothers in arms, watching art deals happen, and just having an overall really, really good time. San Diego, I've said it numerous times, not one of my favorite shows to go to, just too busy, too loud. And I can honestly say that this past show was more crazier than usual. It's back to like pre-pandemic kind of crowds. So yeah, like Thursday felt like Saturday sort of thing from the last couple of years. But be that as it may, we had a very good time. And for those of you who couldn't make it, we've got a video segment to show off later today. And I don't know, a few other things we'll keep talking about. But look, got Manx. These were the shirts that, I'm sure everybody was hoping to get one, but only those of us in the friend group at San Diego were able to get one. And many of us did. I think we're going to see a picture in the slideshow I've got a little bit later that shows off some of those wearing it. I actually wore mine, but I wore a shirt over it. I wore that Cyclops jersey over it, so nobody got to see what the back of my shirt said, because most people had their name. I think Ezra's, of course, said CEO on the back of it. I don't know what does mine say. I feel like this is kind of like, what was that movie? What happened to my car? Somebody, I can't remember. But anyways, what does mine say? I don't know. What do you think? Is that is it spelled right? I don't know. But so there you go. Nobody got to see that during the show. Thank you, Mikhail, for dishing that out. And dude, where's my card? Thank you, Stingray. I don't know why I couldn't think about that. And the guys got their tattoos on their back, and neither one of them knew what they said. So yes, Mega Cox is what we're wearing. Everybody's happy with that one. I will be sure to wear this out numerous times to any shows and things that I go to, so everybody can get a good laugh about it. Nice work, ML. Says Jason. So true. But someone is bragging. I don't know about that. Hey, I've earned this moniker for one reason or another. I don't, I can't speak to anything beyond that. And I didn't come up with the name. I don't remember. It was somebody in the chat when we started talking about OAX, and we couldn't think of what the name was going to be. This is like this is a long time back. So yeah, I had nothing to do with it. You guys in the chat have named it and owned it for the last year and a half. Wear it at MegaCon. If I were ever going back to MegaCon, Marcus, I would certainly consider that. But I told you, everybody knew what my experience at MegaCon was like the last time. It was terrible. So I'm definitely not going back to MegaCon anytime soon. So I could wear this at OAX though. I think that might be fun. But there was other MegaCon or MegaCox shirts that were dished out at OAX. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, Jiggy says, for the record, he did not have these shirts made. He did not give any money or anything to Mikhail to do this. This was all for fun. And again, Mikhail was awesome. He kept us. Well, we didn't stay out late. Let's put it that way. We were in bed by midnight every day, and it made it much more easier to. He'll definitely cut his hair, says Jason. I'm glad that my hairstyles are the talk of the town. Yes, actually, I cut my hair before the show. I told Maureen that I needed an appointment. She wouldn't do it, so I was like, well, I can cut a straight line, and so I did a little bit. She fixed it, and now I've been kind of snipping at it the last couple of days. So there you go. Yeah, I could probably go in and work at a salon one of these days. But as Ian says, he loves that shirt. So many of us got to wear these. I wish I would have been more thoughtful and taken off the Cyclops jersey and gotten some pictures with everybody who were also wearing these. So, John McClanahan says he just smashed the like button. That's one thing we should always remember, right? When the show starts, smash the like button. Let's not forget about taking care of that. We need to get as many likes on this thing as we can. And if it does help the algorithm, I'm not confident it does, but if it does, I'm always happy to end up getting a few more viewers out of the whole thing. Marcus mentions art deals happen on Sunday. That is true. I didn't really get too many reports on how the show was success or failure wise. I know that I remember talking with Mike. He did okay, but I think just from the limited information I got from him. Not a lot of buyers though. So he did good with a small subset of buyers. So I would imagine that art reps had a different. We probably have a very different story. But I didn't talk to Albert or Anthony about what their shows were like. But yeah, Bill's using Flowbee to cut his hair. Yeah, I've never had one of those, but that would probably work. But volume conditioner, yeah, I think it's called the Florida humidity. Came back down here and it's just like poof, yeah. But no, it's no, I wouldn't say I'm using volume. But anyway, yes. As far as the show goes, that's all. That's the only information I heard was that sales were average, even with the higher than normal crowds. But I think Mike said he didn't sell a lot of smalls, and Mike usually would sell a lot of smalls. So I guess I should have asked Anthony that question last night before or after the show, just to figure out how his show went. Clearly, he bought a ton. He came back with a bin of art, not just a portfolio or whatnot. He literally, I think, had about 200 or 300 pieces that he bought or traded for from other collectors at the show. So Anthony, he does that all the time, right? He is like a vacuum cleaner when it comes to picking up art at cons, and so he did okay. Didn't really get a chance to talk to Albert. I don't know why. He was on the other side of the spot where I was sitting, and when I was sitting, which wasn't often, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Felix always had a line whenever he was doing a signing or something with his artist. Why am I looking like the little Dutch boy, Caesar? Caesar, it's all right. I'm gonna put it in a ponytail or something, just to get get everybody to like stop thinking about my hair. Saw Ron Lim at San Diego. That was always nice. Only briefly we ran into you. I think I don't even remember where we were at. Probably in front of Albert's booth. But yeah, the best thing about San Diego, getting back to that, is just getting to hang out with friends and just running into so many fans of CAF, and always meeting new collectors there. And that is that's one thing that I do always enjoy, trying to put a face to a CAF gallery. We did do the panel on Saturday morning, and it was okay. It was supposed to be kind of an overview on OA collecting. I'd say most of the people who attended the panel, of course, were already OA collectors, so it wasn't really geared towards the people who were there. They had 6 panelists, of which I was one. The other 3 of them were auction houses, and the auction houses just kind of dominated a lot of the conversation because that's, I don't know, and not that they were always talking about sales related stuff, but yeah, we could have probably done with just one auction house on the panel and maybe an artist and a couple other collectors. I think that would have made it more of a well-rounded or well-balanced panel. I didn't get a chance to talk to the moderator yet, but that was going to be my suggestion. Bill was invited to the tiki party. Everybody was invited to the tiki party, Marcus, but it was far away. OAX will make TMZ next year. That would be all right in my book. #1 Marvel fan. Yeah, the panel was okay. Yeah, I heard about Scott's artist edition stuff and his Act 4 or whatever that he's calling his business. What else? Man bun. Yeah, I could go for a man. I'm gonna do it. I'm not, but no, we won't do that. But so tonight we have we got a few different things. I'm just looking at my list here. Not a lot though. I've got, this could be an early night. Definitely an 11:31. I know that James and Chris are going to be joining us in a little bit. James is going to help me pick the sketchbook theme for August because I forgot about it. Let's see, Bluelegging is a habit. So Dan wants to know if this was Berkys' last San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe. He waffles. The moment he's convinced himself that he doesn't want to go back, he then thinks that of course, some of the other dealers would probably prefer he doesn't go back, right? Because he takes money out of the room from them. I know a lot of them are rooting for him not coming back, but I think at the same time, I think Mike's a 50-50 at this point. I can't say for sure, but certainly from I talked with Mark A today. I know that they have to make some kind of decision on whether or not they're going to go back next year or not. So, and they have to know by the 9th, something like that. So they don't have a lot of long to make it to make that decision. Yeah, Mr. Easy Go Lucky. It said if we chose to have a table or presence at San Diego, he'll be back. So he's kind of hinging it on that. But the thing is, Mike, he's very particular in his wants and things. So we'll probably know more in a week or so. But I can't, so I can't comment for sure on whether it really will be Berkys' last San Diego Comic-Con. What else I'm missing out? I'm missing out on the chat a little bit. Jeff says he's going to come back for the barbecues. Done with the hall again for a while. Yeah, the hall was packed. That's for sure. It was like I say, San Diego's okay for socializing, and I actually picked up a couple pieces of art thanks to Jeff from Jeff. So he brought some Will Mineo artwork because I picked up that one piece from Anthony, but the one that I got didn't have any drawings on the back like Mineo is well known for. So so Jeff knew that. He brought in a few pieces that he had that he was willing to sell, and so I got 2 of those pages. So I haven't put them in my calf yet, but I will probably post them this weekend. But it was hot in San Diego, Octavio. You've got that right. Usually San Diego is when it's 80, it's comfortable. It was brutal, brutally hot, and it never went over 85. But I've never felt it like that before. So that wasn't pleasant. But at any rate, there was a wonderful dinner on Thursday night that Brian Peck hosted at, I can't remember the name of the restaurant. Usually Brian gets like 8 or 9 people to go. There was, I think, about 25 or 30 of us at that. That was a good time. We got to look at some artwork while we were there, and which is always fun. And who did I? I think I said hi to everybody there. But anyways, good time. I was happy to see that kind of a turnout because usually in the past they've never been that large before. But restaurant was good. Edgewater Grill. Thank you, Octavio. I sat next to Octavio during that dinner. Beyond all that, it was a good show for getting some work done. Kazra and I talked to some artists and exhibitors that we expect to have back. Lots of people asking questions about OAX. We're a little bit behind, but there's been a lot of stuff going on, within CAF HQ. But I think those of you who are expecting to exhibit or are curious about exhibiting, we'll have more information in the next few weeks. We got to talk to all the past exhibitors first, get the skinny on whether or not they're coming back, and then we will also probably be reaching out to some other potential exhibitors. Jason says he heard some artists were invited back to OAX. Yeah, I think we had 65 artists last year, and I believe we will probably have around 25-ish of those artists back. And just cycling in another 40. I mean, it could be 30. I can't give exact numbers, but the goal being that, or the idea I'm quite confident of, is that you would never see the same artist 3 consecutive shows. Most of the time, most artists will only have one show, and then won't be back for the next one. But there will be certain artists that get invited back for whatever reasons. I mean, it's just whether it's convenience or it's things. We feel they fit well with the current makeup of the subsequent show. Then we would do that. I already mentioned some Will Mineo stuff. Let's see. Jason says he's happy to hear the one that he heard is coming. I actually think I know who that might be if you talk to them since San Diego, because we kind of firmed that up with that artist at San Diego. And really, it was kind of fun. There's some artists that we weren't aware of that are very interested in going to OAX, and we learned about that while we were at Comic-Con. So we haven't reached out to them since the show. But yeah, whether they are going to be able to attend in 2025 or it's something like 2026, then we'll see. But that was kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, I won't say. But it was. I actually had a gentleman who I would never have guessed would have even known who the hell I was, or let alone that I'm associated with OAX after he knew that I was responsible for CAF. But they actually came up to me and said, you're the guy running OAX, right? I'd be very interested in coming to that. So that was just surprising. We're out of the country and incredibly well known. But it was not John Byrne. She said, I don't think John Byrne would know the name of any shows that are out there anymore, except for maybe Mid Ohio where he went a lot. Jim Lee. No, I would have liked to have run into Jim Lee. I knew when he was over at Albert's booth because Mannix was over there, but I chose not to get in the way. McFarlane is coming. Yeah, Macau was there when that happened, so that was so he knows who I'm talking about. But yeah, they would. At any rate, lots of great stuff happening. It's cool. We're getting recognized finally. And that's due to the hard work that Kazra and I have put in the last year to just get the word out. And I think good things are coming, as everybody knows. We put out the announcement about the raising equity funding. Prior to our trip to San Diego, that was something that I got asked about a lot. We're very excited about that, and that's going to help us bring in some staff, maybe part-timers initially to full-timers. Who knows? Bottom line is, it's going to help us get things done around here, so that Kazra and I can focus on the big picture stuff, and we can just function more like a proper business, because he and I can't keep doing 16-hour days, 6 to 7 days a week anymore. So let's see. Todd Father, to see Todd. Bye, Todd at OAX. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I didn't talk to Todd, but I got to see, Von Randall got to hang out with Todd. That was fun. See some photos of that. It's always cool when artists get to meet, people whom they admire and respect and work for. So you see guys like Von Randall having a wow moment. That's always fun to see. Time to bring in some middle management, says Rob. Yes, that is exactly what we're thinking. Let's see. Kazra doesn't sleep, says Octavio. Yeah, I would say he doesn't either. He's usually up later than me, and he's awake before I am every freaking day. So I don't know how he does it, but yeah, maybe he hasn't crossed that that need for 7 or 8 hours of sleep like I have now. But either way, yes, Mannix met Jim at Albert's booth. Yeah. What else here? So I might as well just show the little I put together. It's only like 2.5 minutes. So I got some photos from some of the people who attended San Diego, and it's brief, like 2.5 minutes, but it's it just shows off some of the fun that we had while we were all hanging out, socializing. Nick Berucci, we got to see him on Saturday and a little bit on Friday. He had a busy, I'll tell you, he had a very, very busy show. He was in the center of all kinds of different announcements with the different franchises that he's going to be working with. So kudos to he's definitely done well for Dynamite the last 12, 24 months, and it looks like he's got a very busy schedule ahead of him as well. So I just know he's a very busy man. He went out and had steak, and what was it, every night, for a while here. But at any rate, let me play the video from San Diego, and then we can move on to something else. Yep. There you have it all. Self-portrait. No, it was not a self-portrait, actually. Dan T, he, well, so yes, I didn't do it, but Dan T did this wonderful drawing. It's on shirts, it's on stickers, it's all over the interwebs, and I can't thank him enough for that. I can tell you that I was going through security one day, and random woman at the door looked at it and said, "It looks just like you." So Dan, congratulations. Somebody really, that's why Dan, he's going to be doing caricatures at OAX. If I have my way, that's what's going to happen. At any rate, yes, that is what that is from. Dan T, amazing artist, and that reminded me when I saw that I have to show this off because this was a gift from Dan T. I am now the proud owner of the Got Mannix Marcus artwork. Okay, this needs to find its way onto the back wall somehow, so he can be looking over my shoulder every single day. But it's awesome. Look at that, man! I am so happy to have that. Amazing. Thank you, Dan. Bluelegging is a habit, is an amazing artist. The Marcus variant. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so I'll scan these. See, these are the Will Mineo pieces I got, but very nice. And then, he would draw these short drawings on the back. He'd sell the art, but he would do this because he'd sell the art for like $100, but he felt like he had to give everybody a little bit more, so he'd do a drawing on the back. And sometimes the drawing on the back was even better than the drawing on the front. I mean, that's just the way you like to do things. So thanks to Jeff for allowing me to pick those up. They will be in my cap soon. Jason says he has that shirt. Yeah, Jason, Jason, of course, he was immortalized by Dan T as well. These stickers were circulated, and you can see there's Jason, spitting image of Jason with the single Wolverine claw poking out like we did in the meme from ages ago. I love the fact that the things we've done on the channel have been immortalized in many different ways. He was on a trading card with that claw, and now he's on T-shirts, he's on stickers, he's probably on ball caps. You name it, Jason is everywhere. The inside cover up is now. Yeah, that's right, Jeff. Jeff was lining the inside of where was it? The inside of his portfolio with the Dan T stickers. Are the claws straight? Are they straight? I don't know. No, they're curved. He's got a curved one. But yeah, so there you have that. And so what else we got? They are like wanted posters, James. They definitely are. But hey, one thing I wanted to mention to everybody, my editor, and he's not editor in chief, but he's like the staff editor on CAF for many years now. Colin, he also works with Wicked Comic Con. Wicked Comic Con is coming up not this weekend, but the weekend after next, August 10th and 11th in Boston. So for those of you who are in the northeastern states and are free that weekend, you should definitely go. I know they have a lot of comic book creators that are going to be there. If I recall, you've got like Adam Hughes and Dustin Wynn, Tom Riley, Sweeney Bowe, and Dan Brereton's going, Bisley, Sue Lee, who we're going to see a Page I Love segment from in a little bit, Craig Rousseau, Michael Golden. I mean, you name it. Lots of good talent who will be at the show. Like Dave Dorman's even going to be there. I'm trying to scroll through this thing just to see. But again, this is next weekend, the 10th and 11th, and you can get your tickets right from wickedcomiccon.com. And Colin's been working with Wicked Comic Con for a while, and even before it was called Wicked Comic Con. And I hope they have a great show, because it's a lot of work putting on a show of that scale. And fingers crossed. I'm sure it'll be good. I would have loved to have been able to go up there, but there's just no way. Obviously, I'm going to be in Hawaii, so I'm going to be enjoying myself doing that. But I would expect anybody who goes, please take some pictures, take some videos, and I can give you a spot to upload those on Google Drive. And I would be happy to show off some images and videos from the Wicked Comic Con show next weekend. Let's see, what else we got here? Too many cons in August, hard to pick. Yeah, there are. That's true. New Jersey Comic Con is this weekend, right, on Sunday. So, sorry, just reading Octavia's comment. Anyway, so we support Wicked Comic Con. They've advertised with us, and always happy to to give them some additional PR here on the channel. So what else we got? Yeah, I got a long list of stuff here, but nothing too crazy. I was gonna. Some of you guys heard that we were doing beta testing on the app, and it was very limited. We were really trying to focus on people who were going to be at San Diego, so that Kezra and I could talk with them, about the app and just get some feedback, and also knowing that they would show off the app to some of the other people who were there and make it more enjoyable to talk with people about it. There you go. There's so many. There's a lot of cons out there. I guess everybody's doing well these days, but. Durham Minicon is this weekend. Yeah, too many. Dragon Con at the end of August. There are a lot of shows with strong lineups these days. Even Galaxy Cons have some pretty great lineups as well. But back to the app. I was actually gonna we had some beta testers going in there. I actually downloaded an updated version that the beta testers couldn't get today. So it fixed several things and got a few extra features added in there. And I've actually never done this, but I wanted to see if I can actually share a second camera. I'm going to try this out, see what it does. I have no idea. There it is, extra camera. But I can show a couple things just really quick to kind of get everybody interested in what's going on. I can tell you that we definitely have from the feedback I got, there's some features that we were not planning on adding in V1, but I think just from the feedback, I think we'll probably end up having to add them in V1. Not a terrible amount of work, but it may, if Kezra and I greenlight it, it could add maybe 2 or 3 more weeks of development time. Hopefully not that much, but I'd have to talk with Andy about it for sure. But let's see here. I think I can do this and go full screen. Look at that. Zevia already. Man, look at that. We're seeing a lot of stuff here. But anyways, I've got a second camera going here, so I can actually show everybody kind of how the app looks. Maybe I think even James Siegel was in my updated list, but let's see here. I'm eating up the Wi-Fi tonight, everybody. There we go. All right. Look, see, I even updated. It looks just like Facebook practically, right? Look at that. Look at that team of happy faces. But what do we got here? Who's in my updated list? James Siegel. James Siegel, who will be joining us shortly. We can take a look at what James Siegel's calf gallery looks like on the app. Oh, man, look at that. Well, here, let's see if I can get it. It's not quite in focus, is it? I thought I told this thing to autofocus. It's sort of doing it. At any rate, what do we got here? There we go. So fun stuff. You can look at the art. You can zoom in on it. You can comment on it. All of that, all those features are in there and work. One of the things that the beta testers didn't have access to was giving a thumbs up on the comments, like I just did there. The button's a little smaller than I wanted it. I wanted it to be closer to what the heart option would be. So that's something I'll have to have the guy change. But in general, all things are working. It's not vaporware, everybody. It's the real deal. We can switch over and look at new art. As you can see, one of the cool things from just the feeds itself, wherever you get a result set like this, it's easy to put a like on the artwork. So I have a feeling we're going to see liking artwork increase throughout the entire site, which will be cool. It just makes it a whole lot easier. So you don't even have to click to the art detail to do stuff like that. One of the things that we've talked about a lot is, because I know when you're at shows and things, or you're hanging out with your collecting friends, the one thing everybody wants to do is have an easy access to get to their calf gallery. So when you're logged in and your avatar is up at the top, you just click it and you're in your calf gallery. You can flip through all your featured artworks really easily, scrolls through this to see the latest artwork that you've posted. Some of the things that we haven't added in here are, we didn't actually provide a room list yet, but everybody seemed unanimous in that they'd rather see a room list in the version 1. So we're going to have a tab for that, so it'll make it easy for you to look at everything by room. You can we already have like an advanced search, so you can search within somebody's room, pick the art types you want. But will commenting be easier? It'll be about the same. One of the things that like if I go over to my most recent artwork, it's going to be a lot like
commenting today, right? There's right here at the bottom of the screen is where you would go in and just put in your comment for the art. See, I even put a test from the app earlier because I wanted to see how the emails formatted coming back from the app. So there's that. One thing we haven't added is the reply to a comment, and that was something that I think everybody unanimously was very interested in seeing. So we will probably end up adding that, and that's one of the things that might, add some time to the project that we weren't expecting. It's not, it wasn't an oversight. We knew what we were omitting it, but the one thing that we'll have then is when you can reply to a comment, the reply comments will actually start nesting underneath the original comment you're replying to. That doesn't happen on CAF today, but that will be more like what you see on Facebook when people are replying to comments. So it's going to kind of follow that format, because a lot of the design things that we employed here, we were looking at really looking at the Facebook app and a few other gallery sites out there. At least I was during the development process, but we wanted it to be familiar. And so I think at the end of the day, the app will feel very familiar to people. But the reply to a comment will probably slide out a brand new screen, letting you know what comment you're replying to and giving you another field to do it. You hit save and it'll close this and refresh the screen and have your reply all set in there. So yeah, pretty cool, and we are excited to show it off. Dashboard's fun because basically what you get there is your curated list. Everybody whose galleries you're watching, you get to see all the latest artwork added. So I think that's really neat. And I think I mentioned to everybody at some point it might be cool for us to allow you to kind of classify the types of galleries that you're watching. Maybe you do end up watching the auction houses or reps that use CAF, and if you can set filters for those, so then you can just look at like Kirk Dilbeck's CAF art for sale, right? Or maybe it's a couple of the other dealers that use the site. Anyway, very good. And what does email look like in the app? Asks Tariq. We are not integrating the CAF mail system in V1 to the app. You can email, you can send emails very easily, but we elected to not put it in there in V1. Clearly it needs to eventually make its way there. But when we were talking about it, for me, since I use Gmail for my, for my email address on my account, whenever, just in the testing, it's like I'm immediately notified. Like if I sent myself an email right now, it would pop up there. So since it's on your phone, if you're using a web-based email app at the same time, you're really able to get those emails and see them, and it doesn't have to be within the app. Will it eventually be there? Absolutely. So yeah, I'm trying to read the chat a little bit. Can we apply filters to want list alerts? Not yet, Tom. But one of the cool things is, I showed this off before, but when you're looking at new art and you want to set a filter on your art, something that can't be done on CAF today is I can go in here and just say, if you're doing a search, you can only pick like one art type, right? Well, now you can pick, I want to see every cover, interior page, and title page. And I definitely only want to see ones that are published. So I'm basically setting 4 filters on the whole. This is like the overall site search, and bringing back the results. So now instead of 7.2K results in the last 30 days, it's down to 2.7K results. It shows you what filters you're using up at the top, so I can drop off the whether it's published or not. Strangely enough, it went up to 3.2K when I took published off, and I can remove the art types entirely, and we're back up to it's actually 6.2K in the last 30 days. But one of the other neat things that cannot be done on CAF today, it can though now because Maureen's figured it out. One of the things that we never allowed anybody to do was really pass like blank keyword searches into things and looking at the entire 1.2 million artwork record set. Today, you can, from this one page, you can drop off the new art filter, and you're now looking at 1.9 million results, as you can see right there at the top. And that allows you to just easily go in hey, you want to know what the most commented artwork is on all of CAF? Well, boom, it's the first appearance of Wolverine in Thomas Fish's CAF gallery, and the second most piece is in Dave Mandel's Giant Size X-Men #1. So those sorts of things actually can't be done from the CAF search today, and really any page on CAF, but you're going to be able to do it in the app. So boom, yeah, that was something that I told Maureen was a priority. We needed to figure that one out because I knew it would be possible. We just could never figure it out, but now we can. And like I've been mentioning numerous times, the app is going to influence greatly what we do on the website redesign, which is why we're going to probably do the website redesign, later in 2025, because we're going to go through a couple iterations of this. We still have to add the dealer for sale. We have to, integrate the classifieds in a more specific way. There's things that we want to kind of work out here because, like I mentioned, this one page, it by itself is the whole site search. It's the new art page. It's view by most commented, all that stuff. Things that take 12 pages on CAF today are done on one page here. And so we really want to go through these development cycles with the app just to give ourselves, clues and ideas for how we can make the site easier to understand and just more intuitive and fun and just faster to get to the things that you want to do when you're on the website. So that's where we're at. Yeah. All right, so let me get out of this screen if I can figure that one out. And there we go. Cool. 2 screens. That's neat. Anyway, so there you go. That is where things are at with this thing, and very excited to get it out to everybody. Rory Thomas is very proud. Yeah, he's an interesting gentleman in the news these days. At least I don't think I missed any comments in there. All right, Chris says more Man-Thing art in his notifications. Yes, push notifications will not be a part of version 1. That is version 2. More than likely will come out pretty quickly after version 1, and version 2 might only be push notifications because we have a set list of those. Like when something comes up matching a want list criteria, if you want to be notified when people comment on your artwork or like your artwork or those sorts of things, we will definitely be integrating those into the push notifications. But those are going to be early in V2. When do we expect it to go live? Tariq wants to know. We are thinking, well, if we do the 3 or 4 things that the beta testers are hoping to have part of V1, my guess is it's going to push us back about 2 or 3 weeks. That means we might be closer to wrapping up the programming more like first week in September, which would mean I think the approval process for the App Store and Google Play is like 3 weeks. So we would probably be looking at mid to late September with that. And the things that they requested make a whole lot of sense. And they're things, some of it we don't even have on CAF today. Some, because of how the app is very gallery centric right now. The one thing that we don't even have on CAF today is a gallery search, right? You can't go in and type my name or just the name Bill and get the list of everybody with an active CAF gallery whose name is Bill. So we're probably going to end up having that. That was something that we were planning on adding in V2, but just wasn't something that we were planning it right now. But I get it. It's if people want to have easy ways to find their friend groups and whatnot. Also, we wanted to have a view of all recently updated galleries. That's not on there. We're only showing you like last 5. So we need to add those. And then, like I said, the reply to comment feature. Let's see. Innocent Art says, I'd like to see the last viewed piece in my CAF. What piece of mine was last viewed by another CAF member? Yeah. Is that possible? I guess it's kind of possible. We do track views on art. We don't store it forever. We store, because that's kind of impression data. And when we're talking about millions of records every month, to store that kind of information, we would never do that. I believe Maureen stores about 30 days worth of impression data. And when a person is logged in, we actually store that.
information. We don't use it anywhere for anything that I'm aware of, not even in any report that I can look at, but I'm fairly confident we do. So theoretically, sure, that something like that would be possible in SN. I don't know if it would be high up on the list, but it's an interesting way to kind of look at your CAF and see what I don't know. I've thought about that. I can tell you, not necessarily that, but being able to have a view into how people are interacting with your CAF gallery, right? I mean, that's something everybody would be very interested in. One thing I even thought of was just the ability to go in and look at which pieces of yours have gotten comments recently, and just seeing it in a list like that. Kind of connect me. You're looking for your OnlyFans CAF version of the app, James, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Trust me. We have the ability to watch CAF galleries, but I do think that as we see this thing evolve, and we add in some of the more social features that I think will eventually be added into it, I can see making it easy for us to suggest galleries that you might want to watch, right? Things like that make a whole lot of sense now that with the features that we've got there. Marcus wants to add location tracking. No, I don't think we'll have that. Jason, no, not even I can see how much you paid for a piece of art, let alone Mr. Berkey. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that information is definitely locked up and private only to you. So yeah. Is CAF going hot or not? Yeah, that's a good question, Chuck. I don't know. But again, by and large, you can see once the app is in your hand, and you're gonna be on CAF longer than you were ever before, right? You can be in line at the grocery store. You can be on the can in the morning. You can be watching, looking at recent updated CAF galleries as you're counting sheep at night and getting ready for bed. It's definitely going to be semi-addictive, I think, just because you got it all the time. You're having your morning cup of coffee and you're flipping through, recently updated stuff. It's going to be cool. Rich Donnelly is like number 43. So yeah, and I saw other comments in there where blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember, but I don't know. At any rate, you get the idea where we're at. We are going to allow non-premium members to watch galleries. That's a feature that we felt within the app was something that is more commonplace, like when you can friend people on Facebook, those sorts of things. So we're really gonna experiment with that. I don't know, how that might translate to the website, because we only show stuff about watch galleries to premium members when they're there, and people who are non-premium won't have that same access when they go to the website, and they definitely won't be able to get notifications on galleries that they're watching. So, but we wanted to have that feature in there because we wanted them to be able to curate their dashboard. That's since that's a really important component of the app. Are there special fee? I don't know. Lots of stuff, questions that I missed, but that's okay. Number one Marvel fan looking for the CAF dating app for singles. Yeah, I don't think that's in our future, but it's fun to dream. So all right, there you go. Let me go ahead and show you the upcoming schedule. Not a whole lot has changed since I think the last time I showed this to you, but let's see. I leave, just so everybody knows, I leave for Hawaii on the 6th. I get back, I'm taking a red eye back on the 18th, so I'll be here on the 19th. But the day before I leave, I've got Sarah Jane from Heritage, who I got to meet at San Diego Comic-Con. We'll be doing a illustration auction preview for their upcoming signature auction. Then on the 6th, the day I'm leaving, Mr. Kazra Gambari will be interviewing Steve Crow from CAF, and that will be fun. He'll be stepping in and taking over that show. We'll have Prop Store the following Monday, which I will do from Hawaii, and then Matt DiTullio will be the interview subject on the 13th. Kazra will be handling that one as well. I've got my second art sale and interview with Jeff Moy. I will be handling that from Hawaii. That's going to be an early morning show for me, since it's 2 p.m. Eastern. I think that's, what is that? 8 a.m. Hawaiian time. But yeah, I'm going to tough it out and do it. We got Michael McIsaac coming in for an interview. I'll handle that. We got Richard Pace, art sale. Brian Hitch is lined up to do an art sale on the 31st. We'll be dropping a bunch of, I think, Avengers related art that I've gotten recently. Mostly no Ultimates 1, Volume 1 stuff, but some Volume 2 and some of his what was it, Ultimate Invasion work that I think was the newest stuff that I got. And then just a bunch of other stuff. One thing that I did learn, and it was definitely expected, was that Como is going to have their show the same weekend that we will be having our Comic Art Live show in May, the 17th and 18th. So more power to us both. We'll see how that pans out. But at the end of the day, you know, I didn't like moving our show, you know, away from the date that we had always had it, and they've, you know, as it turned out, I think as everybody remembers, that was that Mother's Day weekend. So that's more than likely why they moved away from that date, and I was being magnanimous and getting out of the way. But we will not be doing that this time. We will be the same weekend in May. But of course, the next Comic Art Live is November 16th and 17th. So that's something we've got a lot of work. We've actually laid the groundwork for that. We've been talking to some new artists about mystery sketch opportunities and getting them lined up for that. I think we will definitely have more artists in the November mystery sketch than we had in the May one, which is always a good thing, right? More artists mean more opportunities to get something different. What else here? Man, you guys are talking, and I haven't missed it all. I see Lori. Well, I think yes, it's saying great Meacham interview, Bill. Yeah, last Thursday when we didn't have the CAF update, we did drop the interview with the Meacham brothers. That was a lot of fun. I know it got over 600 views, and that's pretty good. Usually when I drop something like that, you know, especially during San Diego, I wasn't expecting that many people to have the time to watch it, but I'm very happy that you did. And then, of course, OAX, January 24th through the 26th. I think #1 Marvel fan mentioned we're under the 6-month mark now, right? Something like 5 months and 28 days or something. So, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do in the coming weeks. Let's see. Oh, yes, and I should have mentioned that. Is it not on that list? It's not on the list. How did I manage to not show that? I'm sorry. I see Carl in the chat, and that reminded me about the amateur dueling dealers match on, what is it? It's August 14th. August 14th will be a amateur match between Jeff Dunn and Carl, both of whom are in the chat this evening. So that'll be fun, and I will be doing that show from Hawaii as well. So yeah, I sure as heck hope we have a good internet connection at the condo that we're staying at. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Triple XR. It's not triple X anymore. It's like triple X. Oh no, I guess it is still triple X, isn't it? It's triple XII or something like that. Okay. We know we're going to get a lot of views after the show on that one then. So what else we got here? All right, let me get rid of this screen. So that is where we're at now. Since Carl's here, I should go ahead and open this package. Now, I opened this package the week before, and I didn't realize there was actually something under it, and I still haven't gotten a chance to see it. But the tape is definitely starting to come undone. If everybody remembers, I opened this up, and I saw the 3 comics were here. And the way they were taped, I just assumed that it was just the comics. And there was just, all this tape on here. I didn't think there would be anything under it. And I didn't want to take it apart because I figured you guys would be as bored as, you'd be bored to tears watching me do it. But Carl emailed me after the show and said, Bill, there's something else underneath there. So I will go through this right now and see what we got underneath there. Let's see. So here's that. And I do have one other package to open for Mr. Matt DiTullio. All right. Let's see. It's got a little cover letter on here that I won't read, but I'll read after the show. It's from Carl and the team at 24/7. Got a nice like hollow foil sticker on here. I like that. So let's see here. I think I know what one of the pieces is. It is art. It's got those nice resealable bags here, but I'm going to take it out of the bag.
looks like there's something else in there too. All right. Let's see here. So this is a awesome Cyclops. I don't recognize the signature. It probably says on here which. Trying to read this with my cheater glasses is not easy. But Carl, let me know who the artist is on this one because this is awesome. I love that. This is on like, it looks like it's about 6x9, which is the size that we're seeing a lot of people do con sketches on these days, right? That is awesome. And it's Cyclops. What can I say? Now, the other piece, Cyclops as well, by Sean Chen. There we go. Look at that. Character design, costume design. Not too shabby. That is awesome. I can't believe I didn't know this stuff was underneath those comic books. Thank you, Carl. Thank you to the team. And yeah, this is awesome. Where are we at? See, I'm missing some stuff here. All right, where are we at? Very cool. Where did Carl, who was the artist again? I'm sorry, you probably said it. Sean Chen, official Marvel character designs. That's that one. And I know it's a Cyclops. Brian Ching. Brian Ching was the artist on the other piece. So thank you to Brian and Sean for these. They are awesome. Just increasing my Cyclops art collection. I've decided I'm going to have to make a gallery room just for Cyclops art, which I didn't think I could do. I kept thinking I could keep art in like a miscellaneous, unpublished X-Men gallery, but you know the Cyclops art is getting too vast, as is my Thor art. So I'm going to probably end up having to make a new gallery room for that as well. But thank you, Carl. And I know you asked me about those dates, but I think I did reply to that. You know, that being in San Diego might be a little bit tough for me, but we'll work that out. And the other piece I got was, I think I mentioned to everybody that after the show with Matt DiTullio, I had mentioned to him that, you know, I would have been really happy to pick up that the piece by Kim Jung Gi that I think Comic Art Boston picked up. I was kind of hoping it was going to slip through the cracks and I would have gotten it. So I mentioned that to Matt after the show, and he's like, "Oh, I've got 3 or 4 other ones that, you know, I wouldn't mind selling you." So he showed them to me, and I got to pick which one I wanted. So that is what this is. So I really appreciate the fact that both Carl and Matt are the Triple X twins. They both ship in Masonite. And I can tell just from the size of the Masonite on this one that Matt goes for the thicker board when he does his. So even better. And he had it inside of a USPS priority package. So, all right, well, this one, well, I'm not going to take it off the tape. So this is the one, I think I mentioned that, you know, that I was getting this. So obviously we didn't get to see this when the sale was going on. He said that kind of looks like The Rock. It does kind of look like The Rock, but was made out to Matt because you know Matt got this direct from Kim at one of the shows and that they were at, and the other 2 didn't have it on there. The other 2 weren't personalized, and I'm like, I want that one because I think it's cool. This will remind me that I got this from Matt DiTullio every time I look at it because you know it's so hard to get Kim's work as it is now since he passed a few years back. And never owned anything by him, and kind of felt like I was never going to have the opportunity to own anything by him. And thank you to Mr. DiTullio for hooking me up with that, and again having his name on it. You know, honestly, you know, I know a lot of us don't like to buy artwork that's personalized, but this one was just perfect, you know, for it to have happened because he was doing this just for me. So awesome piece. Thank you, Stingray. I completely agree. And the other couple pieces were really nice as well. So we may end up seeing those around sometime in the future. What is it? Alberto says, Matt doesn't joke around when it comes to packing art. I received a piece of my art from him today, and I think it would exactly that. You know, I don't even use the heaviest Masonite boards. I mean, I could, and they're not that much more expensive than the others, the thinner size. But the thinner size, I mean, I've shipped art that was very oversized, where the boards were like 20 by 30,
and they and even the smaller masonite boards are very sturdy, won't get too beat up. Free shipping. Yeah, that is what Matt DiTullio is best known for. All right, so there we go. We're almost at an hour down, which is good. That's about where I felt like I would be after I got through all these things. Sorry if I missed any important notes in the chat, but Marcus says I should have claimed that one before, like I did with the Cosmic Odyssey page last night. Yeah, well, I honestly just felt like I mean, not a lot of people are looking to pick up artwork by Kim, so I really felt like I had a good chance for that piece to just kind of, fall through the cracks. I really wasn't expecting it, and it did. Remember, it was shown early, and Cab knew it was there, and when he made the other purchase, he added that one to it with an offer, so he got it at a discount, probably, I think, and or maybe he got the first piece at a discount. I can't remember, but either way, congrats to Cab for getting it. It doesn't always work out my way, but sometimes it does. Jason says Matt steals his packing material from his day job. I don't know. He works, what is it? He's in his parents' businesses, like cosmetic field or something. I don't know if they have masonite, but you never know. All right. So now that we are at the 1 hour mark, we can go ahead and show the video clip for, I think we can jump into that, right? Page I Love. I don't think I've got anything else to show off right now. No, I don't. I've got everything caught up, other than missing some comments, I'm sure, from those of you in the chat. I'm glad that Carl appreciated the moniker that we're going to give he and Matt from now on. Now Carl, that could have been written on the back of your Manx shirt. Now that would have been funny. But at any rate, so Page I Love, Kevin Sharp he's got several. I think we have 3 other ones still in the can, but we've got Sue Lee in this one for today, and I think that's let's see, what was the piece? Oh, this is a Mazzucchelli piece, actually. So pretty cool piece. I've actually read the DC book that it's from, so I'm familiar with that one, and it is incredibly well done. And we know there's not enough Mazzucchelli art on the market out there, so fun piece to look at. And again, thank you, Kevin, for doing these. Let's roll the tape, and I'll see you again in about 7.5 minutes.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Page I Love. This is Kevin Sharp. Today I'm joined by artist and writer Sue Lee to discuss one of the iconic series of the 1980s. Sue, welcome to Comic Art Live, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
All right, well, this is a slam dunk pick that you've come up with. I don't think anybody's going to argue with its general awesomeness. Why don't you tell us the artist, the book, and the issue we're going to be talking about?
So I'm a big fan of Mazzucchelli. I think he's kind of a genius because he's only put out 2 very big books, right? And I feel like that's sometimes all you need, right? In life, just 2 bangers, right? The book I love, it's one of my Bibles of mainstream comics. It's Batman Year One by Mazzucchelli and Miller. And so it's because the entire book is just if I'm running out of ideas of how something should look, it's kind of like a study guide, right? So it's hard to pick just one page, but I really love this one. I guess it's issue 1, page 21. I only have the collected trade paperback, and it's been flipped through to death. So yes. I only know that that's chapter 1.
We're looking at one of the often retold scenes of Batman history,
yes,
but through the lens of this particular artist. Actually, before we even get into the page, can you tell us a little about where you were in your fandom or in your career when Year One came to you?
So I started reading Year One a little before I went to college, or took classes in college. And because I was a big comic book geek, and just started reading mainstream comics in teen years, later in my teen years. And I had Klaus Jansson's class, and he's friends with Mazzucchelli, and then so it turned me on to a real appreciation for his book. And so I just retook it out of my library and just started rereading it again and really appreciating the pages and the art and the story and stuff. And it was, yeah, I have I think this is one of the most perfect drawn books ever.
just looking at this again, it's an iconic scene of Batman history. For you as a professional working comic book artist, talk to us about what this page does well.
So the thing about year one is that it's not just Mazzucchelli who does like such an impactful, good job, like wonderful work. The colorist, Richmond Lewis, is fantastic. It is truly a treat for the eyes. I think this entire book is just like spectacular visually, right? And so this page is really interesting because it's like, it's sure, it's like a retold version of like whatever happened to Baby Bruce. Like, we all know, we've all seen like 600 iterations of it, but then it's like, okay, what are the key points, right? Like a happy moment, then the drama, because it's only like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels, right? But it's so like succinctly told in 6 panels, perfectly dramatic. And even the scene of his parents being shot, there's no explosion. It's just visual because I guess, it's supposed to represent just a memory, right? When you're a kid, I guess you don't really remember every single thing. Although this is like the one thing, Bruce remembers for the rest of his life, but it's like, it's just flashes of that scene, right? Because it's so wordless and also just not like unnecessary, sound effects. There's like a very quiet thing that happens. Because it's so quiet, it's even more impactful, I think, because you have to imagine like how traumatic that must be to like completely blank something out. And even the colors, the scene of where his parents get shot, it's just black and white, literally. There's like no other colors for it. It's just extreme shadows to indicate a flash, and like the white part is like where, the parents get shot. There's no excessive blood. There's no like, anything like overtly violent other than, the implication of being shot. So perfectly dramatic. The scene of him like laying on the ground, the spotlight, I feel like is so iconic as well. And then the last panel is just a close up of, Bruce's face. And I think that's like probably one of the most beautifully drawn faces that you could ever do. So wonderful, right? It's like so good because every other panel, and I love this about Mazzucchelli, is just like, it's just blobs of shadow. It's just blobs of like dark ink where like it's not the most perfectly or tightened drawing, but it's so, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it's a little intentionally sloppy a little bit, as in it's just like a feeling that it's like him painting. And then the last panel is just like such a precise face. It's just like these beautiful oval, like, oval eye, like shapes. And it's just like the wisp of hair and then like just a few lines. It looks totally visually different. Everything else is just like, a feeling, a mood, even the inks, the colors. And then it's like his face is like perfect. So I don't know. I really love this page because I think it shows the different styles that Mazzucchelli has range for. And it's like something that I always try to achieve as well. And it's like, oh, am I just changing styles? No, I'm just changing whatever I feel like because it suits it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what he does in this page.
With a lot of guests, I ask the question, because we're on the Comic Art Live channel, do you own any original art by the artists who we're talking about? I'm going to guess in this case, because it's like finding gold out in the wilderness.
No.
The answer is no.
No. Even if I had it, I wouldn't hang it up on the wall. I'd put it in a safe, in like a fireproof, waterproof, asteroid-proof safe. So then there's no point in me having it,
Well, Sue, this has been so fantastic to look at this. And I think as soon as we hang up the call, I'm going to have to go back and start rereading year one because it has been a minute. And what's jumping out to me looking at this, what I kind of forget is Todd Klein's lettering.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've got a few projects going on right now. So give us a kind of an overview of what you're up to these days in comics and when these things are coming out and where they can be found.
I have Carmilla Volume 2. It's called Carmilla the Last Vampire Hunter, coming out in July. I'm writing Chitara, and Domenica Carbone is drawing it. I'm very excited for it because it's my first only writing gig. So I'm very nervous and excited for that. That also comes out in July as well. there's the Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos Halloween special is coming out. It's an anthology, and I drew 8 pages for that. I drew and wrote 8 pages for it, actually.
Well, thank you again for being on the show with me. And who can argue with the page that you chose? Just awesome. Like I said, I'm going to go start reading probably within minutes after we end this. Always nice
Good,
to
you
see
should.
too. And thanks
Thank
again.
you so much.
All right. So yeah, an asteroid-proof safe. I don't know if there is one out there, but that's what Sue is going to get if she can get one. But yeah, thank you to Kevin and Sue for putting that together. And yeah, your one is actually good. I have read it. Believe it or not. So let me bring. I've got a pair of gentlemen who are going to be joining me this evening, and let's bring in both Chris Nork and James Siegel.
There
Hey
he
guys,
is.
how's it going?
Good.
Missed you both at San Diego. Sorry, but we've got OAX in less than 6 months now.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I love San Diego too. I mean, I've never been to the con. It's a bucket list thing, but just the area, just the city. It's a future retirement destination or something for me.
Ooh.
Really?
Oh yeah. Wife
I
loves it
remember
too.
when you visited Mikhail out there. I remember you guys were in the pool. You were out
Yeah.
having dinner every night.
That's what convinced me. You walk outside and it just feels good.
It was hot this time. I would give it. Somebody mentioned in the chat. It's the first time I've ever been to San Diego where it felt way too warm. But yeah.
Like I said, I'm in Oklahoma. It's hot. It's also dusty and humid, and it's Oklahoma.
Yep.
Yeah, but
We get no respite either. It's been like 90 here all week with 70% humidity.
Yeah, but everywhere you turn, you can just step into another brew pub and get a nice beer if it gets hot. So
Those are facts.
I feel terrible for you.
We got
You've
It's not refreshing.
All right, everybody's asking about Slido today. Yes, we do. We needed to come up with our sketchbook theme for the month, and I don't know how we were gonna. Did you just have a set of ideas, James, or were you gonna pitch it?
Yeah, I pulled some topics that I thought was associated with the end of summer. So I listed those out, and you guys can vote for those. Like we were supposed to do the Slido last week, but I think we got caught up in con season or something like that. So
we would have done it last week if we had a show,
or last month. My apologies. And but we wanted to make sure we got on now. And yeah, man. If you can, I don't think you gave me presenter access.
Yeah, you've got a shared screen here. Let me do that. Sure. There we go.
There you go. So it'll come up again too, but that will be the Slido. If you guys know the drill by now. What was funny was I helped host Nick Barucci's show last Friday because he was in San Diego. And so we did a little mini Slido on there too. It was fun. It was also very, very unfiltered. So it's probably not the experience that you would typically think on that Friday. One of my guests didn't realize it was a 7 o'clock show and we should have 7 o'clock conversations, not 9 o'clock conversations.
Well, after 10 around here, which
Yeah.
we're at right now, right? Yes, we are.
Yeah, I'll give you one guess who it was.
I don't even know who you had on the show with you.
It was Rob Gomez, Woolly fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, that any time of day is 10 p.m. for him.
Yeah, basically.
So,
Okay. Well, I'll go through this real quick. I just want to, this is July 2024 was last month's theme, and it was explosions, fire, or sparkles, right? Since we didn't really promote it and we didn't really have a quiz, not too many entries. It was absolutely dominated by Ronald, as it always is. But no, I do appreciate what was there. So I picked up, 4 pieces that I thought represented the theme that I wanted to highlight. So I wanted to kind of cover those right now. So again, fire, sparkles, explosion. This one was posted by my buddy John Wynn. Dark Phoenix Splash by Greg Land. We always joke on what model does he used for his inspiration for his pieces this time.
Model.
So speculate in the chat for what model. That'll help with Bill's views later, I'm sure.
Hey, all I know is that when Greg does these, he's not looking at reference. He's like literally just does them. So I mean, obviously he's done them enough that. But it's I watched him when he was at OAX, obviously. So I don't think I got to see him do any pieces there, but I watched him work because I was talking with him at MegaCon the year before, and I was just watching him do things like quickly and just you think he's got his phone in front of him or something, right? He does it. I mean, again.
Oh no, he does beautiful work. It's just it's kind of the running inside joke.
I know. His
artists have their other things.
Remember, his piece was one of the higher auction pieces that sold too. It was just a single character. It was a Phoenix too. It went for like $2,500.
Yeah.
There was like 3 people that wanted that.
He could build 100 bridges, and they wouldn't call him Greg Land, the bridge builder.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Anyway, I thought this was just a gorgeous piece by him, and incorporated fire. The next one, I picked the representative. There wasn't too many of sparkles. So Dave Sim, Regency Elf, not too familiar with it, but I thought it captured sparkles really well. And then you got the little Cerebus on the bottom. He's definitely checking out those sparkles. So I don't know. I thought it was actually a gorgeous piece. So yeah.
Boy, there's a lot of interesting questions in the Slido, James.
Oh, well, I'll get to it. I promise. Or not. I am not beholden to anybody. So explosions, how to get an explosion example, and who does better explosions than the Punisher?
No one.
And who does one of the best Punishers but Tex? So how to grab this one, how to do the example, and you got a kawoom. A kawoom is an order of magnitude more than a kaboom.
Indeed.
Yeah, and that was Milo's K. And of course, since he always wins every participation trophy, and it was a gorgeous piece too, Ronald had an entry that I wanted to highlight.
That's a muscle car.
Yeah. Eric
Charger.
Dinas, not familiar with him, but it's a gorgeous piece. Am I got the chicken sandwich? No. All right.
You're a popular guy, James.
I will check it out. So that being said, let's all log in, and that way I can go ahead and.
I already voted.
I did too.
Oh, okay.
I think you're at 10 so far.
Oh, I need to vote too.
Hey, Nick Barucci's in the chat. I know he was a busy guy in San Diego.
That's what I heard.
Tons of panels and
Tons of steaks.
tons of steaks. Exactly. I mean, 4 consecutive nights of the best looking steaks in San Diego.
I think it was 5.
Was it 5? He made it to 5.
I think it was 5.
The last one I saw was 4. He probably had 5 when I took my red eye back, so I missed that one.
No,
But
I'm not
good
taking
for
my
him.
off.
He deserved.
I am not wearing pants, shorts.
Stay seated.
Not shorts. Where's Wolvie Fan? Oh, we need the conversation to go up a notch. Well, I mean, we got Snorik for that. Snorik, say something inappropriate.
Let's see them balls. If you're not wearing pants, let's go.
Oh,
Shorts, man, shorts.
Nick says I was right. It was 4. He stopped at 4 steaks.
Oh,
Swingers theme every month. Oh, I should have put that on there. I don't know how much comic art has Swingers. Maybe the Summers family, right?
All right, people, come on. We got 79 people watching. We only have 16 people who voted in the Slido so far.
16. Get with it.
Are we all slightly more attracted to Snorik than? Yeah, absolutely. He's look at that beard, right? I couldn't dream to grow something like that. I get all patchy and
Look at those guns. Yeah. My goodness.
He's almost there. Is Snorik
Shit.
drunk tonight? Not yet.
No. He's just getting started.
Give me.
All right, what are we at?
10, 15
18?
minutes.
2 more.
Right.
Grab your phones. 2 more votes. Then we
Nice
can move
round
on.
number.
Yeah. We want at least 20. Come on, guys.
definitely.
Least interactive audience.
19. One more.
One more.
Rick Well says 5 steaks in a row would have been a mistake. Yeah. That's, would have been visiting your
Right. Five is too much.
I still need to do that quiz with rankings and everything for some type of giveaway, Bill. I did a little test run on a Barucci show. It was fun.
Cool. We are at 21.
It works for me. Should we call it?
I think we can call it.
Vacate. Oh, that was awesome.
Vacation.
Vacation
That's a tough
and
one.
then tropical beach. And it's kind of, I can almost
Merge?
combine.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would. You're going to see so many Jim Lee bikinis, James.
Right.
that's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
Marvel swimsuit issues or a lot of the cheesy Grimm's fairy tale stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
So
make it work.
J. Scott Campbell
Hawaiian
month is
shirt.
what it is.
Yeah. I love that everyone said basically F them kids. So it's all,
Yeah, I think all 4 of mine made it to the top 4. That's rare.
it's awesome. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate that on the Slido side.
Yeah,
We can kill that.
I will kill it. So I got to write that down though. Vacation, so I know what to set it up as tonight when I'm.
Yeah, and the vacation, like I did tropical beach, but I mean, winter wonderland. The heroes get away, downtimes, anything along, those lines. I think Paul Pappas. I don't know if it would fit for vacation, but he posted a Berto Remus piece of the Sinister Six chilling in their lair, drinking beers, after a long day of fighting or something.
I got to see that.
Yeah.
All the Go-Go's are. Yeah, I could see some Mike Allred pieces being posted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, there's some interesting options there.
If anybody has a piece from the Punisher War Journal arc where he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and he steals a jet ski,
I will highlight it.
Got to get in.
That would be a good one to have. I don't know if we have any Chevy Chase artwork on CAF that would fit that vacation. But no, wait, I think there is actually.
I think there is a comp of poster.
Isn't there a Struzen piece? Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about it. I think I'm going to post my Gen 13 piece where they're all swimming.
Yeah.
Are you going to cover up the naughty bits on it?
Hell no. Oh, but what's funny is when you were going through my calf, I put a note. I was like, hey, show what I posted today. I just wanted to see it show up on YouTube.
Yeah. Did I show it? I went to your calf on the app, right? Did you see it? I can't remember now if I actually scrolled down to actually look at it. What'd you think of the app? You guys got to see the app too, right? You were in here when I did that segment.
Oh, I thought it was really nice.
Sorry, we got in the beta test round number 1, but you weren't in San Diego, so.
Well, I mean, I heard you were a little loose on that.
Yeah, but you know why? It was because the boss said there's one guy who will tell it like it is, and so even though they weren't going to San Diego, they got picked, and he was like the first person to ping me and complain about something. Yeah. So surprise.
They can get complaints, but no, good honest feedback.
So that was and we can all imagine who that was, but
I can only imagine.
Yeah, but it was all good. It was as expected and perfect. So I hope he doesn't take that the wrong way. But yeah,
there he is.
I live to please. So there you go. We can highlight that. Yes, Jason was, I think, the only non-San Diego person in the list for the very reason that he would definitely, not pull any punches with things he did not like. So.
Well, James and I have thick skin, and we won't take it personally.
All right. Well, we.
I defriended you, Bill, on Facebook.
Oh. Well, the funny thing was that as part of that, I didn't realize that because Alberta was like, I'm very upset, Bill, that you're not following my calf gallery, right? And I'm like, but I am following your calf gallery. And as it turned out, remember when we put that anonymous feature in there like 5 years ago, or maybe even been longer than that? There's the ability for you to, because there's certain collectors follow people for competitive reasons, and they don't want anybody to know that they're watching their calves. So at one point we had to there's a checkbox on your edit profile page that says, don't show me as watching anybody. So the count is there, but it'll list them as anonymous. Well, apparently, since the day we added that programming, I left, as my test, I was testing it. I left myself set to view me as anonymous. So here, Alberto didn't think I was, he was in my watch list. So I went in and I'm like, son of a gun. So I, thankfully the app pointed me to the fact that I've, but now I'm not. Now everybody knows whose galleries I'm watching. But yeah. But at any rate, I'm watching more galleries than ever before. I think, because of the app. It's just too easy, right?
And the next step is to comment and like on art.
Well, you can comment.
Ooh.
And
no, you personally, Mr.
You can comment.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I like more artworks now because it's easier to do in the app. But commenting, that's still a stretch. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the likes go up when you can just literally not even click on the art to see it, but you can just in your results set just like it. So anyway, but hopefully you guys will get to see it soon. Yeah, actually, you know what? I really actually wanted to show off that cave woman art, James, because I was going to zoom in on it and just give everybody a close-up view of the bud root art. And I had a plan to do a comment on it, which I'll do right now. Watch, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Ooh, la.
I'll take it.
You'll take that. All right, here I'm doing it right now. So you see, you get a ping. There we go. Oh, it says "oh la la." Damn it! I have to delete that. Delete that comment so I can put it back in there, right? But anyway, there you go. I've commented on my first piece of art all summer from the app.
I feel honored.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. It was a bud root piece.
And I'm going to be a narcissist, and I'm going to click on the thumbs up on my own comments. So there you go. I did it. See, and the email was sent to James. All right. Where are we going to go from here? So let's I'm going to go quickly through my heritage picks, and so we can get to the fun stuff. James, I think, only has about another 45 minutes or so. So I want to make sure that he can hang out and comment on whatever art picks we have tonight. So let's see here. What do I got here? This one, it wasn't like an exceptional heritage piece, other than the fact that it was done by Kari Andrews, and I ran into Kari at San Diego Comic-Con after the show ended. I was going over to talk to Josh Middleton, and he and Kari are good friends. And Kari was nice enough to open up his portfolio and show me some of the work that he's been working on lately. And it was awesome. He's working oversized on a lot of the cover stuff that he's doing. I don't think quite as large as the Adam Hubert stuff, but it was all just awesome. So I had a good talk with him. So there you go. So this is something from back then.
I was going to say, he's found a really hot niche with that 90s style large art covers that he's doing, and MGA, more great art, has been promoting that. And there's a lot of people that have picked up a lot of pieces. I know we did speaking of vacations, I don't remember who, maybe it was, I don't remember who bought it, but they had a vacation piece, a swimsuit piece, maybe it was Scott, where it's like a Jim Lee homage to the Jim Lee.
I just saw that too.
Yeah, that was multi-cover and just 4 massive boards or something like that. So it's been impressive work.
Yeah, it was awesome, and to see it in person was incredible. And I saw Chuck said get Kari to OAX, and Kazler was with me talking to both Kari and Josh, and I did ask him about it, and he is interested. So he's on our list to contact after the show just to see whether or not we can make it happen. But he and Josh are good friends, and we already mentioned that Josh is attending OAX, so it kind of makes sense to have them both at the show together because they're so tight. I can see them being good booth mates. So we will see what we can work out, but that'll be something to it definitely won't be in our next announcement of guest lists, but so there's that one, and I thought this was cool. Richard Case, I've got an art sales show coming up with him soon. This is from Doom Patrol, and I think most people associate Richard's work with Doom Patrol, right? I mean, he does a lot of great con sketches, and I actually got to see the set of artwork he's bringing, so he's bringing some cool stuff. But I always liked his work. I remember I even got him to do a Phoenix for me. It's one of my earliest commission or con sketch things back in the day at Heroes. So
what's that villain? I don't remember. I never read the comic, but I love the show. That's Candleman or something like that. That's because he was like the main villain at the end of the last season or something like that.
I did not see the last season.
It was really good. So that's
Don't
a
remember.
really nice top image. It's a really good image of the villain.
It's almost like it's almost like a splash with that little inset.
Yeah, that's a cool page.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I was reading the text here, but
I knew the professor.
Candle maker. Thank you, Derek. Well,
Derek.
our resident freaking encyclopedia of everything.
Yep.
the professor has chimed in.
Mhm.
Thank
Yep.
you very much.
Yeah, so I got Candle, so that's maybe a C minus.
Then this one was nice. The John Byrne, Tom Palmer, Silver Surfer page. You know, the Silver Surfer's getting kind of swallowed up here, but still, cool page. Another, I'm sure this is from the Tom Palmer lot that is out there. So very nice.
Tentacles, man. That's Jason right there.
Mhm.
Scott Wingo, right? Scott Wingo's. I blame Tentacles every time on him because that's he's the guy who threw it out there for the vote. But yeah, that's nice. Then we got I picked a Betty Boop page or a strip because I mean seriously, how often are you ever going to see a Betty Boop in our picks here? So I was like, I don't even know who the artist was on this. Bud Cunahan, I guess. At any rate,
Sure.
1934. So I just liked it. I was like, all right, cool. Why not? Throw it in there.
The original comic hottie, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny, you look at this and it's like, when I see that third panel, I think of Robert Crumb, right? The way he would handle backgrounds and stuff. It's just cool. There's no way that Crumb does, didn't, evolve his style or somehow be influenced by work like this. I mean,
The lettering too, for sure.
Oh, you're totally right. I didn't even think about that. That's absolutely. So yeah, I thought this was cool. I mean, I can't say that I've ever. I know there's been Betty Boop art in the Heritage Weeklies before, but I was like, shoot, this is a good one to pick. Then another ancient piece from the 1950. This is a Feldstein crime story page, and I just liked it. It's back to this period stuff. It's very, very cool. I love the candelabra. And you see the guy with the dagger cutting it. Almost gets him too in the last panel. And I didn't even notice that the eyes on the painting following them. So cool. fun piece.
Pretty spooky.
And Mikhail said that Comic-Con Museum is running an interesting Betty exhibit at the moment. Oh, that's cool. Did not make it over there, unfortunately. I was half tempted not to show this one. I hate to say it, but because I think everybody knows I've mentioned this issue before as being one that I'd love to get a page from, and there actually is two, maybe more. I know for sure two pages from this book in the Heritage Weekly. This is from Marvel Preview 21. Bill Sienkiewicz pencils, Tom Palmer inks, and this was like the book that got me turned on to Sienkiewicz, right? I mean, it had one hell of a cover. Painted cover. I can't remember, but either point being is look at this page, man. And the honest funniest thing is I always remember that girl's butt in panel 1. Today, whenever I think about this storyline, I always remember that panel. I don't know why. I mean, because
was that your Sears catalog as a kid? So why is it blue?
It probably was. Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
Why? What's the blue on there? I mean, I'm seriously.
The blue is done by Bill. I mean, because I was curious about that too, so I went and read the description, which I don't mind. I'll read later. But look at this. This is freaking awesome. I mean, holy crap! I mean, this whole the 4 panels here on the bottom it's just amazing. I mean,
I'm guessing it's watercolor for pre-shading, Bill.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. So let's see. It said created in ink and blue ink wash over graphite on Bristol. Because I know that when it printed, the blue, it was a tone, but it was printed in grayscale, right? In the Marvel magazine. So penciled by Bill, and I would assume that all the ink wash was done by Tom. But again,
I'll be honest. You shouldn't. I mean, granted, you're completely indifferent. I get it. If you're looking to buy it, you probably now you highlighted it, now you explained it, and now I'm like, damn, that's nice. And
It's a nice page.
it was blue line or anything.
I'm gonna throw a bid on there, but and it'll be a healthy bid for me. But I still know that I won't get it.
James is being impacted by the Cox Factor live.
The Cox Factor. Oh my goodness. The
Man,
mega
your choice of words, but okay.
But and again, this is freaking awesome. The other page that's in there doesn't have a Moon Knight in costume, but it's okay. Bill,
aren't you at a point where you can write stuff like this off as like research or something for work?
I wish I could. I really wish
you would.
Yeah, maybe there is a way. But anyways, this one, if it doesn't sell for a lot, I will be so disappointed. But again, I've talked about this issue numerous times, and there it is. It was cool. Anyways, I said I was going to go fast through these, and I haven't. Ramona Freedom Fighters page. I like Ramona's work a bunch. I think many of us do, and I just thought this was nice. This was from '77, so I can't say I've ever read a single issue of Freedom Fighters, but here you go. You got a nice splash page by Ramona. Then this one, Derek Robertson. Everybody loves Derek Robertson. This is a Nightcrawler page. This one's pretty. It has wonderful action in it. Look at that. Yeah, first, I didn't know Nightcrawler had it in him, right? But clearly he's fighting the undead or something here, so it's probably easy to kick someone's head off. But
what's this one from?
This is from some Nightcrawler limited series from 2005. Wayne Faucher.
And Derek's art, man, it's pretty value. Value priced. Usually it doesn't really jump way too high. His boys' artwork can, but his Marvel stuff has always been good buys for what you get.
Sure. I mean, I love the page layout on this too. I love this, the thin panel here with him bamfing into that space. I even don't mind this weird, design choice there with the angle on there, because it just fits with that, right? He's bamfing again, and so I like this one a lot. And I think the only Robertson art I have is like a con sketch, so I don't think I've got any published work by him. Then I had to pick something from DC, more than just a couple pieces. So I picked this Darkest Night page by Ivan Rice. I always liked his stuff. This is
like Aquaman. Can we just cut right to it? You like Aquaman?
But I mean, come on, look, he's like, isn't he like the undead here or something?
Black Lantern Aquaman.
All right.
Is this pencils and inks?
I hope so. But who's the inker on this one? Eau Claire Albert.
Ivan has his pencil and ink pages are real nice, but he's done a lot of blue line too. I'm just really curious to make sure they highlight it out.
This is 09, so I don't know. Does it say that ink over graphite? So
perfect.
Yep. Perfect. Whew. And last but not least, what did I pick? Oh, this one's just so stupid. Another DC page, and again, back to why was I never a DC fan? But this is they called it like the hell, I don't even remember. It's some giant worm, right? But it's got drill bits for teeth. Come on, I mean, how weird is this? It's Herb Novick, Dave Hunt inks on the Superman 407 page.
Remember in Giant Size X-Men how they were on a living island?
Yeah, but the living island did not have
didn't have drills for teeth.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
Are you sure it's Wingo that has a thing for tentacles? I'm just saying. Two of your picks, man.
All right. Well, I mean, I picked it for this. There was actually a better Herb Novick Batman piece, but I picked enough of those, so I did not go with that one. Popcorn Bucket Nightmares, says Marcus. So, yep. Anyway, so there you go. It is actually a well-inked page by Mr. Hunt, so I will say that. But
it's well composed too. I mean, I like those swirly. You can do a lot with that villain, right? As far as like how you lay the panel out and.
I did show the Stingray this week. Was there another Stingray in there? Sorry if I didn't. I must have missed that. I know that I saw a Namor page, so it might have been from that one, and I just didn't see it in that. It was actually a really good Namor page, but I figured I shouldn't feature, like, I think it was the same artist twice weekly. But then again, I didn't have the show last week. So anyways, there you go. That's my Heritage Picks for the week. We're going to remove that. Now, EXP is tomorrow. I'm going to show off the EXP video next. I don't know if Nick Brucci's still hanging out here, but he will have a show tomorrow at 7 o'clock. He is back and ready for action after taking 1 week off. So here we go.
Hey everybody, this Friday, August 2nd, the Original Art Experience is happening. It's just not happening with me. San Diego Comic-Con was last week. It was thrilling, but it was also exhausting. We had a ton of announcements. I'm proud of everybody who helped make it happen. We announced everything from our new Warner Brothers licenses, which includes Thunder the Barbarian, Captain Planet, Dynamite and Blue Falcon, Ben 10. We announced DuckTales, and by the way, in regards to Thunder the Barbarian, first publisher ever in the entire 40 years to be publishing Thunder the Barbarian. And it is the only Alex Toth Jack Kirby co-creation. Even if it's not a co-creation because Steve Gerber was involved, at the very least it's the only project they worked on together as far as I can tell. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But this is not what we're here to talk about. So Friday, Spencer, Beck, and Skylar will be doing the show. They got some cool stuff coming on. It's going to be a fun show for everybody. But between now and then, this week we only have one book in stores, Gargoyles Quest number 3. Check it out. And if you want to check out our Kickstarter, Mirka and Dolfo's Vampirella, that is doing very well. And obviously you always wanted to do better. We have these Roberto Castro homage covers, Frank Frazetta homage, and Dave Stevens homage, and these are actually available for sale on the campaign. So the original art's for sale, and then there are copies of the books. I think that it's $50 each, limited to 50. So if you can, check it out, support it please. It only has a few days left. It's over on Monday, so I love you for any support you can give, and even if you go there and share it, that'll be great. Sorry I'm a little bit of low energy today. It's been a long week. I had lots of tea and honey and lemon in the morning, and lots of pineapple juice. A lot of pineapple juice. Lots of pineapple juice at night. Anyway, I'm dragging this out. That's how tired I am. So my videos have been shorter lately. So this Friday, August 2nd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we got Spencer, Beck, and Skylar, the Original Art Experience. Check it out. Share. Sharing is caring. And hit that thumbs up. Take care, everybody.
That guy still is in a meat coma.
Yeah, so since Nick is in the audience, can you say who the artist on Thunder is going to be? You cannot. Oh.
Okay. All right. I'm here for it.
Very good. Well, you've piqued a lot of people's interest, Nick. So, yeah, hey, I get it. I took a red eye back myself on Saturday, and I ended up having to take 2 naps on Sunday and on Monday. I could not. I didn't handle it very well, but glad to see you got back safely. So there you go. I didn't watch the video clip. I had no idea that Nick had subs for tomorrow. But there you go. I guess Nick will be back, raring to go next Friday. All right. So we can dive into the CAF update. I'll be quick with this one. I promise. What do we got here? Week is San Diego week, so the 22nd through the 28th, and slow week for dealers, like we would expect with all that going on. Only 211,000 in sales. So let's see what the top 6 sales for dealers were last week. So we've got this Albert Moy sold Jim Lee Scott Williams Green Lantern 80th anniversary cover. Went for $20,000. Interesting, done on 2 boards, I guess, huh? wonder why that was. But I guess maybe they couldn't get the pencils to him. So what do we got next? Then we have another Albert Moy piece here. Jim Lee, Scott Williams, no, I'm sorry, reading the wrong one. Bernie Wrightson and Neil Adams, Green Lantern. Sorry, Green Lantern again. 84, issue 84, page 10, 18,500 on that one. Man, this thing's going too fast. Esposito Andrew, Amazing Spider-Man 185 page, sold by Anthony, sold for $12,500. Holy smokes. Then this is another Albert sale. John Buscema, Thor, issue 249, title page. 12,000 on that one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Then we have a Perez and Dan Green, Avengers 199 page. Very memorable issue. And this one went for $11,000, sold by Mr. Moy as well. And then Scott Eater sold this Glenn Fabry Heavy Metal Magazine number 300 cover. And this one went for $8,400. Glenn has one of the most unique palettes in all of comics, doesn't he? Yeah. Unmistakable. And I didn't. The other rundown thing I forgot was Albert Moy, #1 in sales, $91,000. Anthony 2 with 83, and then everybody else was like off the radar. Berkey had 13, and Scott Eater had his one sale for $8,400. So there you have that. And auction results: $344,000 for eBay and Heritage Weekly. Let's see what the top 3 eBay and top 3 Heritage were. So first up is this Gil Kane Marvel Team Up number 6 page, listed at $11,995, was purchased with a make offer of $9,000. Congrats to the buyer on that one. Then what do we got next? We have a piece by Travis. This one was publicized a bit on Facebook and other socials. This one went for $7,150 from Batman Catwoman 11 cover. Beautiful.
Wow.
Then what do we got here? Sam Keith, Hulk Wolverine number 4 page. This one went for $4,500. Very splashy.
Look at those mitts.
Yeah. Then what do we got over here? There it is. This is a John Romita Jr. Al Williamson Daredevil 262 page. Went for $6,600. That's cool. And what was this? Johnny Craig, Moon Girl Complete 5-page issue went for $5,520. Weird how they're kind of faded like that, huh? I thought they were color guys when I first saw that scan. And then Scotty Young, Michelangelo from Ninja Turtles, Pizza Time illustration. Don't know if it was published or not, but it went for $4,800. Do you think it was?
No. I mean, Scotty's market will hit and hit hard. We saw that, at Heroes auctions too, right? But
yeah, I just actually clicked over to it to see it was in his second volume. So it was only like in his own sketchbook, one of those, The Daily Grind. So, yeah, so I guess it's published, but in sketchbook. All right, yes. So we can move right along now, and Antoine says he didn't know. Yeah, you should see at the Heritage auctions. This stuff always goes for nuts, and he knows what to do, right? Didn't he do like a Nightcrawler on 2 boards one time? What did that thing go for?
I think it was like between 10 and 11,000 bucks. I know it went over 10. Then
Yeah,
he teleported from one side and went to the other. And then his Heroes ones are extra large. They're really nice. Hey,
yeah,
it's for the kids, right, or the con, one of the two.
Exactly. So, all right, well, we can get into the weekly picks now. Stuff will be up first. So let's see here. Share the screen. There it goes. All right. So as we all know, when San Diego comes around, not a lot of art gets posted to Cap. So it was a light week, but there was a lot of decent pieces getting posted up there. So, but it took a little longer for me to find my 10 after following you, Chris. So
yeah.
Let's see here. Whose calf gallery is this from? Marco Delato. And
so I picked this because I love Claudio Castellini. I know James is a fan as well. Mm-hmm. His anatomy is like just such a sight to behold. He really kind of transcends that line from reality into superheroism so well. I mean, it's really realistic while, and really correct, while at the same time being exaggerated and super heroic. And that's one of the things I love the most about him. I'm realizing this is the second week of picks in a row that I've had like Batman coming out of something's mouth. So I don't know what that's about. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm questioning my choice.
Now that I wasn't, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an awesome piece. It's I wonder if it really is that light, or if the scan is just happened to be that light. They didn't darken it a bit.
They say 2 points make a line, 3 points make a trend. Let's see how next week's picks are.
Yeah. I think the scan looks like it's saturated.
But. Yeah, my guess too. But that SIG is pretty dark. But yeah, something. But I love his work as well. So this is nice. And yeah, Batman would be dead for sure if Superman wasn't there. So.
Come on, we can't kill Batman.
And hey, I do have to let everybody know I haven't worked this out yet or not with Kazra, but I was actually going to be trying to take off next Thursday because it's like the first couple of days in Hawaii. I've asked Kazra to see if he wouldn't mind hosting the CAF update. There's a few things that we could do for that show, and I'm waiting to hear back from him. He's been a little out of commission and busy since he's gotten home, so I'm not sure. But we'll try to have some kind of programming next Thursday, one way or another, and maybe I'll do it. But I was planning on trying to take that day off because I am doing the dueling dealers the day before.
No, the theme is vacation.
I know. I'm going to try to enjoy it, but I do have 5 shows on
vacation.
I said I was going to work while I was there. I mean, it's a working vacation. So
at least do one show on the beach.
Hey, I'll do one. I guarantee I will do one show dressed as Bluelegging while I'm there.
Deal.
Okay. Take the shirt off, but wear the mask.
And have a coconut full of alcohol.
Yeah.
While you do the show, you got just.
Well, I actually intend to dress as Bluelegging and walk around one day, and we were going to try to do a few memes. Like I might go get some shaved ice and some Spam, and just see what kind of.
Yeah, the locals already have stereotypes for tourists.
Yeah,
are you just going to solidify that?
I'm going to do it. What the hell, man? You only live once. I might never get back to Hawaii, so it'll be fun.
They're going to see you and they're going to go, Ohio, right?
Oh man, yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes, but it'll be fun. What do we got here, Chris? We have a Steve Lawrence who is picking up great stuff all the freaking time. Squadron Supreme, number 8 cover, Bob Hall pencils, Bob Layton inks. Nice combination there.
He's not picking up stuff all the time. He's picking up just insane pieces all the time.
Epic after epic. Yeah, I totally agree. The reason I picked this is huge nostalgia for me. So Squadron Supreme is probably the second Marvel comic I ever read. And I think it was easy for me because I was a big Justice League fan, and they're obviously the Justice League. So it was a natural, cool thing for me to see that, Marvel has their own Justice League, basically. And it was really probably too dark for a kid that was in 4th grade at the time. But I remember being absolutely fascinated with it. There's such great character designs. They've all got great costumes. I still think Hyperion is maybe one of the best looking characters in the Marvel U. So artistically, this cover was just kind of a product of the time, so to speak. But the destroyed Mount Rushmore and the scene itself is really compelling and really cool. It would make you want to buy this comic. And it certainly made me want to read it. So.
Yeah, interesting. I would never have picked Layton as the inker on this, right? And
yeah.
When I'm looking at the things, I would have said Milgram or something. So clearly, Bob was willing to, let Bob Layton was willing to let Paul's,
lead.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. And I would never, no, not at all. If you wouldn't have signed it, I wouldn't have believed it. Nice. It even has an old gaming kind of feel, right? I can see this being a TSR module kind of cover. I think it's, I liked it a lot. The moment I saw it, and I literally thought it was something that wasn't, that was from the gaming world for some reason. But
I thought it was interesting too, production wise, that the corner box is part of the art.
I didn't even notice that. Shoot, that's interesting. That is different. Now, this is whose cap gallery in here? WA, an Alex Ross cover, haunting cover. Look at the colors in this one. No, that's unique.
It's a trippy composition, which I love. The colors, obviously, he's a master of the way he like selects his palette, like how he picks, where he chooses to pop colors and repeat them and things like that. He's the master. But truthfully, the real reason I picked this is because one of the things that I think is underappreciated about Alex Ross, and it sounds kind of crazy to say underappreciated when he's like so revered, but when he decides to do like a pastiche or an homage to like another artist, it's so dead on. And look at Doctor Strange. Like, that's not an Alex Ross Doctor Strange. That is like a Gene Colan Dracula as Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I thought the same thing when I looked at it. You know, I knew it was Alex Ross, and I was like, damn, he did such a good job. I mean, just in the line work alone,
Yep.
that's Gene Colan. I mean, you look at the face, you think that too, but just in everything, the robes, everything on the Strange here, it's him. Right. Well, that's why I still have to this day that the cockrum piece that he did, and yeah, he's amazing. He really is. And I did not get that piece last week either. Or 2 weeks ago, right? No, it was last week. That one prelim with all the Avengers on it. It was it went up. It was like it was over $2,500. I didn't even know what it went for, but. Anyway. Good pick. I would have picked this one if you hadn't gotten it. Because
I figured, but it just jumped out at me. I liked it a lot.
To work the refs a little bit, I think Alberto's got 2 Alex Ross covers upcoming. He just wanted me to make sure that everyone knew that.
Well, is he? Yeah, he's texting you some talking points. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm innocent.
Who?
All right. Peter says it'd be a real coup if we can get Alex Ross come to OAX. I don't think Alex Ross leaves his home, so obviously he does, but he doesn't do shows, so I would never even think to ask him.
I think he lives in Chicago suburbs. I have seen him at Chicago shows a few times.
Yes, he is.
It's been a while.
I feel like the last time I saw him was at Wizard World Chicago, like 13, 14 years ago. But yeah, he doesn't go out too often. He lets Sal do all his work, right? I mean, why not?
Hey.
And yes, he does just like most conventions. All right, so what we got here? We have a
Kirby,
and it is from Eternals.
I think it's Giacoya. I'm just judging by what I'm seeing, but definitely no slight to Giacoya. This just has, some of the stuff kind of gets derided as being like late in his career, and kind of when he went back to Marvel, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. I don't see that here. Like, this is just prototypical, like, perfect Kirby to me. And for Giacoya, I think it's really well inked, and it's got like all of those Kirby hallmarks, and it's a Marvel book. So this is kind of like a, maybe less aspirational Kirby piece for a guy to add to his collection, which I think is awesome.
Well,
whose collection is it?
This is, let's see, Chris Brennan. I feel like I've been, a 9-year member of CAP. Mm-hmm. That's it.
What a great way, like what a great example, and what a great, way to add Kirby to your collection.
I love that last panel with all the rocks flying around. Yeah, that's so classic Kirby. I mean, I think in every book he drew, he had a scene where something like that was happening, right? I mean, I can see Thor running through a barrage of rocks, Cap, right? I mean, you name it.
Yeah, even Commandy.
Commandy as well too. So yeah, that's awesome. That's a fantastic page. Really, really nice. What is Alberto says? Maybe if I post an Alex Ross, Snork, or Bill will pick one of my pieces for once.
Alberto, grow up. I love Captain America. I've picked your stuff like 5 or 6 times.
I'm gonna add it when we get to mine. I'm gonna pick an extra piece because I didn't pick a piece from Alberto, and I probably should have. But we'll work that out. Let's see what's next here. We've got a Lee Gatlin Spidey and Venom piece. I'm not familiar with Lee Gatlin's art.
Okay, so I know Lee Gatlin because I think he loves the thing more than I do. He posts under a pseudonym, like an anagram of his name, on Instagram, but his stuff is so distinctive. And when I saw that, of course, Tyler T knew all about him and got a commission and yada, 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 because that's like what Tyler does. And I tried actually the year before last at Heroes to get something from Lee, but he was never at his table. So I never got the chance. But he loves Ben Grimm. And so I love him. And when Tyler picked this up, I was like, man, this is so good. Like, that's Venom on the right, like, FYI. So I think that's great. Like, he basically did whatever he wanted with like how Venom looked. He redesigned him. He's like this big, like fat creature, which I think is awesome. Spidey's crazy looking. And I think with with somebody like Mannix getting so big with such a highly stylized version of characters, and he has his own like take on things and his own stamp that he puts on. I mean, a guy like Lee Gatlin like is right there in terms of his ability to do cool compositions and funky looking characters and things like that. So I just wanted to feature a piece from him because I'm a fan.
Oh, I think it's awesome. And what was who said that? Chuck said that he has a Lee Gatlin treat for you.
Ooh.
I don't know what that might be, but
I don't either.
Thing related, right? It could be thing related.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dan T. said that Tyler T is an emerging comic artist Sherpa.
Kind of.
He is. He definitely is. It's been for a while.
He's like a star maker, I think.
Yeah. Well, we know that that Dan finds a lot of those new talents as well. So it's definitely in their DNA.
Well, yeah, Mikhail's the OG though.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. And Chris, you're not too, you do pretty well yourself, I think.
I'm just out there. I'm just out there looking.
Yeah. Well, you do a better job than I do. So I got my like on that one, and congrats to Mr. Gatlin on that one. And that was a fantastic piece for them to put together. And then this one I used as it's Sean Chen. Okay, first and foremost. And whose gallery is this? Oh gosh, it's Danny's gallery. I'm sorry, Danny, I didn't realize that. So this is awesome. Look at all the whole. It's like the motion lines in there are freaking great, right? I mean, as far as blurring his figure and stuff. I mean, that's amazing.
Right. The feeling of speed, the feeling of power is all there. Like, compositionally, this is obvious. It's pretty straight up and down, but I have always loved Sean Chen's ability to just he's such a good draftsman, and his detail is always on point. His figural work is so good. The way he draws tech is really incredible. So like the hard pieces on Nova's armor and things like that are perfectly rendered. It's why he was such a great Iron Man artist, I think, is because he can really, nail those angles, and he gives everything depth and weight. So artistically, like, Sean Penn is like just peak draftsmanship in my mind. So that's shown off here. I love the tonal stuff that he did on this. And for a commission, I mean, this is a home run.
No, I completely agree. I think it's awesome. What do you think, James?
I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I don't know all the artist stuff that Chris said, but big image, big Marvel character. If I was commissioning it and that's what I asked for and this is what I got back, I'd be a happy guy.
Very cool. And Danny says, I got notified by my calf watch list on this one. Immediately bought it from Anthony. Loved that version of Nova in this piece. The watch list or keyword feature comes in handy every once in a while.
Yep.
I mean, if I ever do my picks, it'd just be 10 mutant picks, and
you would mix it up a little bit.
Come on, James. We all know that's not true.
It'd be random Bud Root pinups, right? Actually, I'd probably pick 10 similar pieces just to have a hell of a show.
You'd say the same thing. It'd be over in a heartbeat.
We'll linger on each piece if it was all 10 Bud Roots.
So who we got? This is Dwayne Dush. I don't even know.
How many craft beers do you drink when you pick these things, Chris?
You don't
it's
like
cool.
this?
It's really cool. It seems. Where do you find these things? Like, I didn't see this.
I look at every piece of art on CAF every week. Everyone.
It's a job. It is a job. It's a thankless job. But
Well, hey, when you get the app, you can look at the art when you're on the can, like Bill said.
Yeah,
or when
no,
you're
I
eating
know.
breakfast.
Believe me, I am beyond psyched for this app.
I told you guys, I see more artwork on CAF now than I ever have before.
If you ever get the Google glasses, you can just kind of scroll in your eyes. While
There you
you're
go.
drawing.
Perfect. And I'll just like blink to like.
Now, David Michael Beck is the artist on this one. I don't think, have we ever featured anything by him?
No. And so against James's wishes, that's why I picked this. Because we've never talked about David Michael Beck before. He did quite a few issues of Hex, which of Jonah Hex when Paul Miotti and Gray were writing that book. They had like an absolute murderer's row of artists. And I think, you know, if you ask me, it's because Jimmy Palmiotti's an artist. And he was like, I want this guy to work on the book. I want that guy to work on the book. And like so many people who like, we talked about Moritat a couple weeks ago. Moritat worked on Jonah Hex 20 years ago and nobody knew about it. I have a page from it because I was like, who is this guy? He had that European comics feel. Yeah. That's where, like, you know, that's where I learned about Rafa Garas. That's where I learned about, you know, a bunch of people, David Michael Beck being one of those people. So this is a lot of his stuff looks, you know, like a lot of it's tonal pencil and like there's inks and spots and some of it's like charcoal looking and things like that, which I absolutely love. It gives you this like really fine gradient that I look for in art myself that I collect. I also, it doesn't hurt that Jonah Hex is one of my favorite characters. I like El Diablo too. So those DC Western characters are near and dear to my heart. But I think this is a cool page. It's a cool composition. I like the lateral panel or the slanted panel divisions in that bottom section of the page. It's a nice pacing tool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just really well rendered. And I like David Michael Beck.
It's almost like it looks grayscale digital. It's not digital. I mean, right. It's pretty impressive. Almost like what's Matt's artist, Simone DeMeo or something like that. Where
Simone DeMeo. Yeah, you're right.
So. Oh, look, I said an artsy thing.
You didn't mean to.
Take it back.
Cut that Moritat in there. You know, Stingray mentioned that Moritat did a run on Hellblazer that was largely ignored. I can tell everybody Moritat is interested in coming to OAX. It's not. I was talking to Mark Hay about some stuff today and going over his list of, you know, he said, I've been talking with some of the people who may or may not be interested. And he is, as is Herman Peralta as well. So we haven't, Kaz and I haven't talked about it at all. You know, trust me, there's a lot of people interested in coming. But I thought that was cool because Moritat did some really great mystery sketches back in May. And I'm sure we'll have them again in November. And I think a lot of people were impressed because they, you know, especially doing his own work. I mean, he's phenomenal. I wasn't really familiar with this stuff until I saw the mystery sketches. I don't know why, but
because you weren't reading Jonah Hex in the early 2000s.
Exactly. So I thought that was cool. So they're actually right here on my list, both of those guys. So we'll see. And Peralta apparently is spending some time in Miami, so that might make it even easier for us to get him there since he's in South America. Dan says he's interested in going to OAX. Well, Dan, you got to have your own caricature booth set up there, man. Right when you come through the door, you know, it's like maybe we'll sponsor Dan. You know, it's like get a free caricature on a sketch card by Dan. You know, he's got to do it in 5
minutes. Like Bill's offering a hotel room, Dan.
He drew me. I want to see me on a T-shirt.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
Yeah, that's like the American dream, right?
You saw I've got, well, I don't even know where I put it now. Oh, there it is. Right here. Look at this.
You got it?
I got it.
Oh, look at that.
Like
it's basically a photograph.
Yeah.
Looks just like him. So
digital? Yeah.
Is there no blue lines there? No. It's all traditional work. Dan T, portrait booth is no brainer, says Kazar. Well, if the CEO says it, then it's got to be.
Dan credentials. Oh, you got a business name too, Dan.
I love that. Oh, perfect, Rick. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. Yeah, we're going to have OAX is going to be fun. I can't wait to start doing announcements for it, but the ideas are clearly flowing.
I mean, why wait? What's the first announcement?
we have to wait. We have to wait.
Nah.
I don't see it on CAF. It's linked on CAF. I mean, there's an ad. It's up in the menu too. It's OA-expo.com, but it is linked in the main.
I hope Brian is being
Right there.
facetious because I feel like
I hope he
CAF is covered with OAX ads.
I've been trying. Well, I haven't covered it yet. I've been waiting to actually throw an ad, the ad back in the right column because I've been forgetting. I don't know. I've had a lot of other things on my mind, but it's going to go in here too. So you will never forget that OAX has happened. Bill will be at OAX.
You log into the app, it's a pop-up that first gets in.
You have to decline to go to OAX to get to the page.
Yes, exactly. That's right. I am not going to OAX. The thing is, I'll be honest, it's crazy. I can't tell you how many people at at San Diego, or even at Heroes and stuff. Everybody that didn't go is like, I have to go. I mean, we are going to have to cap attendance. We haven't talked about what that number is going to be, but because it was 500, obviously the first show. But if I think we're going to have a good turnout in year 2. All those people that missed out weren't sure what would happen in year 1. It's gonna be good. And just a reminder to everybody, I have to keep reminding everybody, please book your hotels soon. We've already had to up our allotment of rooms twice already since we initially did it. I think we're up to 1,200 rooms now, and we're already over 1,000 booked. So the thing is, it's if we need to increase our allotment, we need to do it sooner rather than later, because the later we get, we're going to reach a point where the hotel can't give us any more rooms, right? So if you're even on the fence for going, you can back out of your reservations. It doesn't cost a penny to reserve the room, but doggone it, people, get it done, get it out of the way, because we will reach a point where you will not. You'll be staying at one of the hotels next door or something, and they are closed. But
yeah, we've seen those hotels, man. They're terrible.
No,
they're fine. You're fine.
They're fine. Yeah,
you can book it. That dinner Friday night was fantastic. I'm not going to turn this into an OAX commercial. You'll have 9,000 of them, so we'll go next.
We were not planning on doubling the number of. In fact, we weren't going to increase the number of artists by a whole lot. 5.
If James can be the next guy, Bill, we need that.
Next.
All right, moving right along. Where are we going to from here? A 2-pager here. Sid
no, Chris asked the question, how drunk can you get? Man, that Friday night, the whole weekend. I would just say
somebody asked if the pizza was good, and I was like, well, how drunk can you get?
Right. Is that what that's from? Well, I mean, yeah. I promise you guys, the food is going to be better year 2. We've talked about that. We did not get the number 1 or their number 2 chef for the weekend. Somehow those 2 guys managed to have the weekend off for our freaking show. How is that even possible? I mean, we even had to sit down with the number 1 chef when we were talking about the menu, and then we got like the D League chefs kitchen. So
I had some of the most interesting beef jerky I've ever had. Everything else is fine. It was fine.
I had a consistent buzz all weekend. I don't know if I ate.
Well, you do know, open bar during the reception, and there will be an open bar at least for the first couple hours of the auction as well. So that pizza's going to taste fine at the auction, whether
I'm gonna do so much yelling.
That's right. Hey, just as long as you have an auction paddle in your hand when you're yelling, Chris, that's all I care about.
I did.
Cass just said that they said a 12-year-old would have made better pizzas. Yes, that is true. We all agree. It's completely true.
Dude, that's a good idea, James.
Yeah, can we rent out Miller's Ale House Saturday night, quote unquote?
Well, here's the thing. I know that we talked.
Was that the auction? Oh, after the auction.
We did talk with Miller's about it. The thing is, Miller's doesn't, they can't rent out the whole restaurant, right? But they do have that space in the back, that open air seating area that's partially indoors, partially outdoors, where the bar kind of segments it. We can ask for all of that area, and basically it's now just but the thing is, I think the occupancy of that space is like 150 people. So
make it happen.
We would be out in the back parking lot if we did something there.
There's a patio out there. We'll just pretend we're on the patio.
Yeah, I mean, if the weather were good.
Yes, the CEO comes through.
Done.
Once again, if the CEO says it's there, it's there. But Kazra did. He he was there like a month and a half ago, measuring every inch of the place to make sure we had all the dimensions perfect this time. And he made a point of stopping over at Miller's just to see what they would be willing to do. So we
This
can.
is a bomb-ass Green Lantern piece right here.
Yes, yes, we can talk about it. Everybody. But, all right, bringing the comic art karaoke, Chuck, it could be a thing or not. The CEO hasn't signed off on that one yet, but
He'll make a decision in the chat right now. Come on, Connor.
He will. All right, Gil Kane, Green Lantern, 1968, a very good year, of course,
Yes.
As we know. But tell me about this one, Chris.
So I'm not into the. I'll take a step back. When I collected comics, I was very, very into first appearances. So that was like my primary driver in buying Silver Age books, was collecting characters' first appearances. I had this book. I love Guy Gardner. I've loved him since basically the Giffen and DeMatteis run on JLA, which everybody, or on Justice League, I'm sorry, which everybody appreciates. But I was a big Guy Gardner fan, and so I made sure to go out and get this book. And I kind of credit this with like getting me hooked on Silver Age comics, because I was like, oh man, this is so good. It definitely got me hooked on Gil Kane. This has got 2 nostril shots on. There's one on each page. Panel, probably not a coincidence. Mm-hmm. So Gil Kane's doing Gil Kane on this. But weirdly, because it's from 1968 and I wasn't born for many years after this is a nostalgia pick for me. Because I love Gil Kane, I love Silver Age Green Lantern, and I love Guy Gardner.
Peter says, amazing. Each page coming from different dealers at the same time.
Yeah, he got 2 sequential pages at the same time from 2 different dealers.
How the heck does that happen?
Right.
Sorry. Well, that's amazing. Well, Arnie Greaves, congrats. Clearly a Green Lantern and Flash fan based on their avatar. Don't forget to update your avatars, everybody. In the app, if you haven't done it in the last 4 years, they don't look very good. So, just a reminder, got to get a better image in there. I haven't checked your guys' yet to let you know if they're good or not. But
I changed mine maybe a year ago.
Then you should be fine. James, what about you? How long have you had your avatar?
I changed this year. I changed it to a troll.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I do remember that. I actually think yours looks fine.
Okay, good.
So we're good.
But. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, a friend of James, Khalil, he has this vision page. I like on that thing to get it started. From Walton.
Friend of us all, Bill. Friend of us all.
Yeah, all of our friends, Khalil. Yeah. The chat is likely to explode when I say this. I've never read this book. I know it's very highly regarded. I learned about Walta later, like through seeing art from this book. I've still never read this book. That being said, this is a gorgeous page. Mm-hmm. I love the characterizations. I love how small and intimate this all is. I like the changing of the camera angles to highlight the different, each character like having their moment, but then he brings it back together. It's together at the top, it's together towards the bottom. The pacing of this for like what's ostensibly is a Talking Heads page, I think is really subtle and really well done.
I think a lot of people are attracted to the Talking Heads pages within this because I know there's a lot of drama and dialogue, and
right,
it moved a lot of people. Because there's a page I think it's been on sale for a while that's a gorgeous picture of Vision flying through the air, but people have picked up more of the subtle pages.
I mean, I get, based on this, I get it. I mean, this is really beautiful, characterful stuff.
Picking up some good stuff lately. And I'd say I haven't read this one either, but I think everybody would have already guessed that.
Nobody is surprised when you say that, Bill.
Exactly. One more here, and I would have picked this piece as well. Mobius, and then whose cap gallery is this? Kaizi. My goodness, that's a tough one from Belgium. Beautiful, beautiful.
This had to be picked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll always pick Mobius, like that's a given, but it's size wise, it like, I'm not sure how big it is. It presents large, I'll say that. Dune is such a, well, it's a hot property now, but such a cool conceptual piece that he did for Dune. I'm guessing, theorizing that this was maybe around the Jodorowsky Dune project that he worked on, which also, like, this is a credit to the piece, but seeing this kind of caused me to go down a Mobius Dune rabbit hole on the internet for a while. And I learned that, like, Mobius did X components of, like, the proposed Jodorowsky movie. And then H.R. Giger actually did, like, the Harkonnen designs for the movie. And, like, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, oh my God, how insane would that movie have been? There's a whole, like, a big book devoted to, like, that movie that never got made. And it, like, I bought a copy, it's on the way. I just wanted to, like I said, I kind of, like, spiraled into this, like, rabbit hole of, like, what that movie could have been. But this is beautiful. It's Mobius. It's color. I mean, all of those things make this thing worth talking about, like, on the face of it. But I just think it's beautiful and it's special.
I didn't know there was a canceled movie.
Yeah, by one of the heavy metal guys.
Yeah.
So imagine how insane that would have been. Like, if you just Google Dune concept art, James, you'll come across some of this stuff, and, like, it was the most outlandish shit you'll ever see.
Wasn't that book, like, limited too? I mean, there aren't many of them out there, or am I thinking
Yeah.
of something else? Okay, so it was.
Yeah, I found a used one on eBay.
Okay, I think they're pretty hard to get. So, well, that's cool. I'm with you there. I've always been curious about that book myself, to be honest with you. Maybe a reason for me to go to Wisconsin once you get it. I'll
There you
check
go.
out the book in all the brew pubs within a 20-mile radius. That can take us 2 weeks.
There's so many. There's so many, Bill. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 within a mile.
Holy! Party at Chris's house. All right, that's amazing, man. I'm so jealous. All I've got are palm trees and sand around here.
Beautiful sunshine, amazing weather,
All right,
Alligator.
but I don't know.
alligators.
Anyway, good pick. I would have picked this. I actually tried making this image be the show graphic, but there was just no way to fit it. Right? I didn't like it. I needed both figures in there. And,
Does he say how big it is?
let's see.
Because some of this stuff is deceptively small.
No, it does not. No, it's not, unfortunately. But yeah, I was
Are you
expecting.
laughing about deceptively small?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Stabbing and twisting. Stabbing and twisting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's 10 good picks. You did very well. So let me see here. I'm gonna right some wrongs with my picks now, since
Let's go.
I'm gonna fix a few things straight up. But I did get to see who bought that Alex Ross piece that I was going after when I did a search on Cap. Let's see here. Share my screen. Where are you? Oh, that's that. All right. I'll do this first. Here. This will make Alberto happy. I didn't pick this piece, and I actually meant to. I meant to pick this piece, and I totally forgot.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of weird looking.
Did it?
I mean, it's some bald kid, or I don't. What's with his hair? I don't
Is this
get it.
Charlie Brown?
I don't get it.
This is. I'm sure this sale made Albert very happy. You know, if it were a slow sale show, you know, Alberto definitely put a smile on Albert's face, if that's even possible. This Hergé piece is cool, right? It's unique. He says it's a comic book or a coloring book cover. I had not read that before, from 1962. I did see the piece at San Diego. I mean, it's just cool. If anybody who wants a something historical European, everybody knows that the Tintin stuff is like the most sought after stuff out there, right? So to have a piece like this in your collection is noteworthy just by itself, even if we both overlooked picking it. Now we haven't. Now we're able to say that there it is. So Alberto, see, it's not a Cap piece. It's not one of your Alex Rosses, but we got a Hergé piece.
I think out of anything in his collection, he's probably the happiest he picked this one. He was smiling through Facebook when he was chatting with me.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it is a huge get. I mean, they're just, you just don't, the studio artists are more common to see their pieces out there.
By far.
Hergé stuff is just so hard to get. And
I mean, I didn't know what it was, but I knew you were happy about it.
yeah.
No, oh, I knew Tintin because I will watch auctions, right? I always
Mhm.
see Tintin pieces just go bonkers at auctions, especially international. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely familiar with the subject matter. And
He is like the French Captain America, basically.
I think before
There
the
you go.
Secret Wars, the highest selling piece were Tintin pieces of comic art, if I'm not
Yeah, I
mistaken.
think that's right.
And the Presentas
Color
too.
piece, right? With the it
Yeah.
was like kind of a Asian dragon kind of. I can't remember what it was from, but prior to that, that was the highest selling piece of art, comic book artwork out there. So, but anyways, congrats, Alberto, and well deserved. And we know Alberto is not
You're a
just
man.
He needs a Tintin Mannix commission next.
Oh man,
I was just
ooh, that's like an unmined seam.
yeah. Has he ever done a Tintin piece? I can't think that he has. Wow, we're planting seeds.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Good
With
idea.
the COA.
Mm-hmm. Now, so I did do this. I did a search on Alex Ross, and I looked. There it is. There's the piece I wanted. Rick Verbanis. So I would never have gotten it.
No.
Whatever it went for, Rick clearly would have outbid.
He probably sniped you at the
No
very
matter how hard I bumped it up to like 2,500. I'm thinking, everybody was hoping the Wednesday auction was going to see some things fall through the cracks. So I thought 2,500. I mean, clearly that was stupid. It wasn't going to make it because look at all the Avengers on there, right? So there you go. Congrats to Rick. And this wasn't one of my picks, but I did a search on that because I actually congratulated Mikhail on his Alex Ross piece. But I remembered why I didn't pick it when I did the search because it was actually posted on the 21st. So it wasn't in the 22 to 28 date range where I would have picked it. So I'm going to show that now because I saw Mikhail say that I didn't pick his Alex Ross either.
You didn't pick that piece?
What's that?
Jeez. What did
We
you
didn't have a
waste
show.
your other picks on if you didn't pick this one?
Oh, anyway, yeah. I mean, look at this thing. We didn't have a show this week, right?
Okay.
This is when we didn't have a show, and but I did. I personally, when I think when I first saw Mikhail at, I didn't say it when we were in the car, but when we got to the show, I remembered, that he had this thing. This thing is awesome. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I love that last panel being in the back cave. Everything. This is it's a fantastic piece. And again, not one of my 10 picks, but I'm righting it wrong because we didn't have a show last week, or we could have.
I didn't realize that was on the table because a lot of people posted cool shit last week that we couldn't pick.
Exactly, and this was one of them. And but the thing is, I saw it. I knew it was outside of the date range, and so I was trying to fall within my rules. But now we've broken the rules. We picked a piece from prior to our date range. But again, once you get an Alex Ross like this, you don't really need I'd be happy with this. I mean, sure, there could be better.
Oh God, yeah.
But as far as interior work, man, I wouldn't even worry about
from Kingdom Come. I mean,
yeah, no, this is great. So congrats, Mikhail. I should have asked to take a look at this one when I was in San Diego. I'm kind of regretting that I didn't get a chance to see it. All right, so now we can get into my 10 picks. So Kyle Roberts on this one. Who is this? Benedict Judas Hell. The funny thing is when I looked at this, I thought same thing as with the piece that you had, the Bob Hall piece. I thought gaming artwork, right? But I had no idea that it actually was a homage to a piece of gaming art. So I don't know how he picked it, but I mean, look, this looks like the crappy early '80s printing for stuff, and I don't know what this was from. It wasn't a TSR game, but he said the commissioner Benedict Judas Hell, I think his name is, said use this as a reference for doing an homage, and then this was what he got. I mean, I think that's pretty awesome. But I just thought it was cool that just from looking at this hyper over rendered thing that could have. That looks like Kyle Holtz might have, thrown his, weird.
Yeah, or like Tim Vigil.
Tim Vigil. It really was, reference from some kind of a role playing game in the early '80s. So I thought it was awesome. I like that one a lot. And then James, I picked this one because of course it has the good story. This was given to James. Picked this up at Heroes. It was water damaged all the heck. I don't know. Well, we do have a before and after. We can look at that.
I got it from Jeff Dunn, and he showed it to me, and then he basically said he's had it for 30 years. He had a pipe burst in a closet and insurance portfolio, and there's a few pieces that got wet, and he had it, and he wasn't going to get it restored. And he asked, and he offered an extremely reasonable rate, but it was a gamble, right? So I picked it up, and I figured, if I could restore it for under $1,000, and it was, it would be worth it to me. And you hooked me up with your neighbor, and she did a phenomenal job at way less than I was expecting. And
did she document the restoration, James? Do you have like process or anything?
A little bit, a lot of stuff. Like, she was super, super sweet, a little quirky. I'll just be honest, but very, very sweet. Very, very communicative. Showed me a lot of things, and really went in and talked to me about what she thought the damage was. There was mold, right? And there was some other stuff, and how she'd repair it. And she repaired it pretty significantly. And, I know you're highlighting it. So, it wasn't filtered or anything. She just did a fantastic job.
Wow. Look at how white it is. Whew.
Right?
Yeah, compared to what it looked like.
And it's a gorgeous page. And what was interesting is I just picked it up from Jeff, and it was at Heroes, and Dan Bluelegging, Dan Trichetti, came over, and he's talking about he's going to get a sketch from Colleen Duran he goes, yeah, you don't know, but Colleen did this Excalibur one-off issue. And they had this, I shit you not, you can talk to him, and I'm going to get her to draw something similar to the splash page on that. And I was like,
wow,
dude, I bought it like 15 minutes ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't think Dan has posted it. Colleen did a gorgeous Captain Britain Megan kind of similar theme in his sketchbook. So hopefully he'll post that one up soon. But literally, he's got a page that sat in Jeff's closet for 30 years, and it's just coincidences, man.
Yeah. So you can see it was rippled. And, I took a lot of photographs of it to send to her. And because actually, James gave it to me after Heroes to have her take a look at it. And
she took less than a month. She shipped it back in Masonite. Didn't charge for shipping. I mean, it was just if you guys have, restoration work, highest recommendation, man.
Our reference, and she was Alexandra von Hawk. She's the one who is, as Kazra put it, one of a kind. She's a very interesting lead, but she really is. I mean, she can she can work on a lot of different stuff. She's done work on sculptures and movie props, comic books. She's really done, but getting into comic art is something that is still a little bit new to her. She's running into some different challenges with some dual shade issue, boards, and we collectors' proclivity for wanting things a certain way as they relate to overlays and things like that, stats. So, but the good thing is that she's willing to get a rejection on some changes that she'll make to something and go back and do whatever the collector wants. So this was more straightforward, flattening and getting rid of mold and whitening it a bit, right? So I think it came out great. Like you said, 30 days. I don't think there's anybody out there right now that can say that and there's not many that that are working in this field that can get something turned around that quickly. And she does have a lot of other work. Like Kazra said, she's worked on Rembrandts, and that's because she's worked for many museums in a curatorial role. So she's not afraid, of working on comic book artwork.
I don't need to hide it. Like she charged total really out the door $525.
Wow. Well worth it. Look at the image area alone. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it was funny. She was like, yeah, I'm working on yours and Andy Warhol. Was it Andy? No, it was Norman Rockwell painting as well.
Wow.
Can you mix them up?
Free shipping?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, actually, she didn't charge me shipping. She's got a manual process when it comes to signing documents and everything, but worked through it pretty well. Yeah,
but so it's like, because I don't even know where she lives. She only comes to my house because of all the valuable stuff that she handles. She only will meet you at whatever some place outside of her home. So even though she's local and nearby, I generally know what city she's in, but I have no idea where she lives. Her business address is not where she lives. I don't know how that works out. I think it might even be like the post office mailing address. But I put the website link in there. Von Hawk Labs is her website, and I can certainly put her in touch with anybody. And I've done that. Somebody was in the chat earlier. I hooked up her with them, and similar kind of a mold issue on some artwork that I know she'll do a great job on it. So. Anyway, so congrats, James, on this one. A good story all around. Getting a nice piece of art and getting it cleaned up. Something that I think, all of us at least have one page in our collections that could probably use something, whether it's just glue stains or discoloration, ripples, whatever. So, and this one, I just like this illustration. Maria Wolf. I don't even know who that is. It's an Andre's gallery.
She's one of Cam's.
That makes sense then. You know what? I feel maybe I saw an email that he sent out that had some pieces that looked like this that were torn out of a sketchbook or something. Her style is really, really nice. I mean, when you see something like this, it's like, man, I want to give her, have her do a Wolverine or a Colossus, something like that, and I bet she'd do a bang up job on it.
Pretty much what she's worked on is, like the saber-toothy, like those, Wolverine, like those kind of like feral looking characters, werewolf. But mostly, I don't think I've seen any interiors. I could be wrong about that, but quite a few covers.
Cool. I'll have to go over there and see what he has up there for her. But I like her work a lot. I mean, the line work is incredible, and yeah, this is nice. Who's Calf Gallery am I in? Oh, Andre, that's right. Andre, 4 thumbs up.
Very
four by 9-ish. So it's small, but she's packing a lot in it.
Yeah, packing a ton in there.
Dan says, I believe she's done saber-tooth covers. Okay.
I mean, awesome. I don't know if I would have picked it over a Tintin, but it's nice.
Oh, man. I'm never gonna...
You went right for the balls on that one.
What's the next one?
Oh boy! All right. Yeah, this was actually okay. This is a cool piece of art. This is Mark.
I ought to pick this one over Tintin.
Yeah. John Hicklenton. I'm not even familiar with who that is. It's a 2000 AD page. But I mean, and I love 2000 AD work no matter what. I don't care who the artists are on it, but I just thought this was kind of freaky, right? It's I had to go read the summary because I'm like, what in that F is going on here, right? And because it's just this weird menacing guy, this babe who he decides to kiss, but then the last panel is like he's actually kissing this like grotesque creature, and it's some kind of thing that can make you see something different, right? And I just love the art. I mean, it's pure, it's straight 2000 AD. There's ink splatters all over the place. Fine detail. I mean, look, I'd like to see
the heart in the background. They're in love.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
The heart makes the whole thing.
How fun is that? I mean, and then you read it. It's like I don't know how long I can maintain this hallucination. It's not easy. The image just made me laugh.
It's like a 1-page story.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I'm saying like everything you need to know about what happens is all right here.
It could be. Yes, it definitely could be. So so I picked this over a Tintin piece. So,
well, I mean, of course,
obviously.
Anyway,
I think what's underlying here is how much Bill hates the French. Can we talk about that for a while?
Yeah, we could. We definitely could. Yeah, I'm not even watching the Olympics right now. I'd say no.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like this piece, and if I could, I mean, this is the kind of stuff I would pick up all the time if I could, because I just love 2000 AD artwork. I mean, and I can't even say it. I've read a fair amount of 2000 AD, but I just love. I'm hooked on the art, and it's kind of funny. It's like they definitely have a distinct style with their lettering, but this one doesn't kind of fall in that.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, it doesn't look like the house lettering.
Bill doesn't even French kiss. All right, moving right along. There was who's Cap Gallery in here now? David Wayne. Ed McGuinness, Mark Farmer. There was actually several nice McGuinness pieces posted this past week. It was kind of tough to figure out which one to go with, but I like this DPS. I think the other two pieces that I remember were DPSs too. This is just it's just really cool. I mean, come on. I mean, this is the angle's cool. You get to see the ceiling of a warehouse of some kind. Everything about it is so well done. Farmer's inks on this thing are fantastic. I'm kind of regretting the fact that the Ed McGuinness art sale show got postponed until September or October timeframe or something. I think this thing is beautiful.
Yeah, like
That's
not a square inch of this is spared either.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few key pieces that slipped through Paul P's hands.
Right. I think the other two pieces that I was considering were Paul's. So yeah,
he rocked out on the covers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one slipped through.
I love that. And I mean, look at this thing. This is so three-dimensional too. I mean, and all the crazy stuff that's going on here. The smoke feels like smoke. The bricks feel like bricks in this pillar here. And then he's got this funky 3D webbing feel going through here. I mean, this is great. This is really, really awesome. The more I'm looking at it, I really enjoy this, and I would love to own this piece. But
I think what's cool to me about seeing Ed's stuff now versus Ed's stuff like 15 plus years ago is the dynamism, the mass, like all that stuff on the figures is still basically the same. Of course it's progressed, like he has progressed, but the backgrounds in his stuff now are just like they're so good.
Yeah, that's so true. I think about, you're right, his older stuff was so focused on figures, right? But I mean, who would have guessed? And I think those other two pieces were very rich in their backgrounds as well. So yeah, very, very awesome. Oh man, you guys in the chat are always having a good time. So next piece, this is who's this one by? This was by Andrew Robinson. I was like, Andrew stuff. I just thought, man, the lightsaber makes this piece, right? Everything else, without the bright, red light. I mean, this is white hot, and I kind of kept going back to this one as a maybe, but it's too impossible to miss, right? I mean, it stood out as a thumbnail, and I love the muted tones, and the kind of it's kind of shadowy and not detailed, but everything that's within the lightsaber's light, he's put in the right amount of detail to just make this piece really be beautiful. I love even the red steam coming off the lightsaber. It's just freaking great. And so I, even though it was like it was like 11th or 12th in my list for a while, I decided I was going to keep it. So here you have it.
I like it a lot. I like the mass at the bottom, the weight of the piece where it gets really dark and muted and blurry. I'm a huge Andrew Robinson fan, have been since he did like covers for Starman way back when. I think he's really underappreciated, really underrated. And I actually have like literally right there is an Andrew Robinson commission that I picked up a long time ago, and I'm seeing similarities in the two pieces.
Oh yeah, I mean, looking at it closer, I didn't even do the zoom in before. I mean, yeah, he's got a lot of nice work going on this thing. This is great. And Jimmy Lawrence is the proud owner of this one, so congrats, Jimmy. The dark side swayed my choice, says Jeff Wedding. Yes, that is quite true, Jeff. But good pickup, Jimmy. And I think we saw this piece earlier. This is in Mr. Lovitz's calf. I didn't realize it was an Heritage thing when I picked it. So apologies there for you guys having to look at it twice. But this is such a great title page.
It's weird because I actually wanted to talk about this when you showed it on your auction picks. I was like, hold on a second. Like, that's a killer page.
It is. It definitely, I mean, everything about this thing is awesome. It's, just right era, it's freaking great. It's Tony DeZuniga's inks on John Buscema. But shoot, man, this thing it's beautiful. So it's from issue 249, 1976. It's freaking amazing. I mean,
the way it's layered is so good.
Yeah.
And like, it's actually the two villain figures are, you know, kind of like wedging Thor in there, but the guy in the foreground, the perspective is just incredible. And then the fact, like I'm talking like about the layering, like you literally like progress through the image to get to Thor.
Yeah, very so true. I mean, and they're leading your eye, right? This
Yep.
X or whatever pointing to this
Right.
guy, that guy. I mean, it's amazing. I love, you know, the ink work in here is fantastic. The different textures on the walls. Thor is great.
It's a title page.
It's a title, yeah. I'm sure even Jason would approve of this piece. Oh, and Michael Lovett's in the chat. Check out the also in your gallery from the Splash from 250. But yeah, this is great, Michael. I'm very envious.
Incredible.
In your collection. It's awesome. Face in the crowd, Mark Wolfman. Man, but where was this? Marcus wants to know if I snore. I can let everybody know that no, I do not. But Aranga does snore because he was in my room. So,
Well, he drinks a lot.
He does. That's true. You couldn't tell though. That guy can just keep drinking, and he's like the same level the whole time.
I was actually, I kind of commented on that to him at OAX. I was like, you never seem like more than, but you're constantly drinking. Like that's like a Scotty thing.
That is true. That is very, very true.
I mean, respect.
It's what's the Hulk? He always stays mad from the Avengers.
Yeah, that's a secret.
Rongo
Yeah.
always has a 0.8,
Yeah.
0.08. So
There's a meme there, James.
There definitely is. Maybe now we know why it's easy for him to slip into the Psylocke so frequently, probably more frequently than we care to know. But all right, Robert Berman here. There's not enough Jeremy Bastion art out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Robert picked up a phenomenal one, and this thing's awesome. I mean, I think we all love Bastion.
Blow it up.
Yeah, I'm going in. Here we go. Look at this thing.
Oh yeah, that's the money.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, this has to, you have to frame this thing, right? It has to be on your wall. This is something that does not, is not fitting to have it be just like scrolled away in a portfolio somewhere, I mean.
No, it's like weird fine art.
It is. I mean, this could be in a gilded frame. I mean, you could do this
100%.
Easily, and it could be in your living room, and anybody that you would bring in the house would appreciate it. And this is unbelievably great. I've never seen. I've seen small pieces by Bastion in person. I've never seen any of his published work. I've just not had the good fortune to. But I can't say that. I've seen. Mikhail has a piece that I've seen. But yeah, this is awesome. Very nice. Congrats, Robert. I think Robert is in the house. You did well on this one, Robert. Flava Flav. You can't bring it to OAX if you frame it. All right, well, frame it after OAX if you don't mind. I would love to see it in person. I really would. I mean, this would be one I'd get a picture with. Let me hold it up in the portfolio, and that's awesome. All right, last two pieces here. We don't really feature this kind of artwork too often, right? I mean, Scrooge and Donald, Huey, Dewey, Louie, whatever. I just thought this was a fun piece. Italian penciler, who I wasn't familiar with, Stefano Intini and Sandro Zemelin, the inker on this piece. I mean,
Bill, go back for a second.
Go back to the Bastion.
No, not go back. It's like zoom down.
Oh, zoom down. All right, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Yeah. Read the title for me.
No. Zio, paper one. I won't even try. Chris is better at this than I am. So I couldn't. Anyway, I just picked this piece because I honestly thought the ink work on it was really cool. I like that. I like it. I mean, it's a nice piece, and it's again not something that we would feature too often. And because it was a shorter, low posting week, I felt like I could get away with it. See, I like the Italians better than the French.
Yep.
Alberto, so observant. Papara Omo. See, we should bring Dan in here and let him.
Can you blow it up again, Bill? I
Yeah.
really like this is a stylistic departure for like the Italian duck comics.
It is. It was not what I was expecting to be.
There's
Yeah.
a genre of Italian duck comics.
So the Italians love the ducks, Huey, Dewey, Louie, Donald, Scrooge. Like it's huge over there and has been for like decades. Like there are artists that like work their entire careers doing Disney ducks in Italian comics.
Hey,
But
Robert,
this is not typically what you see.
No, not at all. And it's because usually they like, it's more the traditional Disney approach to
Right.
To any of their characters that they appreciate. And yeah, I felt the same thing, man. And yeah, especially when you look at like the palm fronds or whatever those things are.
Yeah.
They're just everything about it. Yeah, the
It's
way
almost modernized.
Definitely. So it stood out as being a unique piece in that way, even if I can't speak Italian. But the Italians describe the various rings of hell too. Okay, that's true, Casper. But that's why I always felt like we should be able to get some Italians to come out to OAX and Italian art collectors, right? Because it's Disney. I just felt like there'd be a draw there that once OAX is a little bit more established, we should be able to get some Europeans to, especially Italians, to make the trip out. Why not, right? Come on. But boy, Robert's schooling us. I should have brought Robert in. Screw Tulio. Robert could have handled this all for me. All right, we got one more piece here, and I don't even remember what it was. I remember.
It wasn't Tintin.
No, it was not.
Oh yes.
Paul Briscoe,
Savage.
Paul Briscoe, he picked this one up from Matt Tulio. I think that was on the amateur match with Todd, right? Yeah, I like this piece a lot. I mean, Spidey fighting Magneto, is a weird kind of choice, but I think Magneto here is awesome. I love the color choices he used here. The helmet is badass, right? I mean, the sharp angles on it and the color choice. I just love this. I literally considered that this would have been one of those pieces that I might have asked Matt about after the show if it didn't sell. So Paul, I see Paul's in the chat. Congrats, man. I think this is a winner. I mean,
I'm gonna lean on James here because Eric Winger has two different pieces by two different artists of Spidey fighting Magneto. Is that like a thing that like a lot of people don't know about, that like they hate one another or something?
Spidey's fought everyone eventually, right? And
true.
It's kind of like you threw Wolverine in a comic, you threw Spider in a comic.
Yeah.
But I really want to know, put in the chat, who would win, Spider-Man or Magneto? And the answer is Magneto, but I just want to see what the chat says.
Yeah, 100 in a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Right. There's no match here.
I mean, plot armor, right? But
even then, he goes like this and takes his web shooters apart, and then what's Spidey got left?
His wit.
Yeah, that's
his plucky charm.
Yeah, maybe he brought his his camera with him. He can take some pictures of him getting
before Magneto destroys that.
That's right.
Races all the film.
Maybe you can just knock him unconscious by
Secret Wars,
senseless. So, but this is kind of cool zooming in on it. I mean, look at the sparse detail, like in this hand here. I mean, this is it's a very nice piece. At the end of the day, I really did like it when I saw it in the pre-show before we put it up there. But yeah, this is cool. Really, really nice.
He gets a lot done with like shape and shadow and light, like textures and things like that. Sure, but like there's just a lot of like shapes, and then like the way he chooses to light the shapes like imply things more than they show them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am a fan of this one, so congrats to Paul to getting this one. It's a keeper.
It's a beauty.
All right, we did it.
We're early.
It's not midnight. It's not
get this thing rolling, right? We get this thing rolling.
Well, as always, I had fun. I'm sorry we missed last week, but everybody needs a night off every now and again. I would encourage anybody who didn't watch the Meacham interview that we did run last Thursday to go out and take a look at it, because it was a very fun interview. They actually showed some pieces that weren't in their current collection, but they felt like they really talked about like their whole journey, because they started collecting in the late 70s. these guys. And so they've owned a lot. And so they felt like showing some pieces that they collected helped define them as collectors, which I thought was interesting. I mean, I'm sure if we all thought about it like that, safe scans of the pieces that we've had, you could tell an interesting story about your journey as an art collector. From the pieces that you don't own anymore too. And they noted that, like when we would show a piece, they would say, "This isn't one that we own, but we bought it, maybe directly from Mark Schultz, so this was why we did." And it was interesting. And I mean, we haven't. I don't think I've done an interview quite like that before. Especially then on top of it, two brothers who collect and share their damn collections.
I used to have that. It was awesome. My middle brother and my youngest brother both collected art, and we would like just go over and look at each other's collections, and like it was incredible.
Well, that's
So I posted one piece, but I got 2 more in the mail today. Sonic the Hedgehog art, because
Really?
we're changing my kiddo's room to video game theme, and we're gonna have 3 original art pieces up there, and he's pretty excited. So, just prepping the next generation to be broke for longer, and kind of go from there.
That is
Keep the faith.
we need more of that, definitely. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me this evening. Oh,
Real
what?
quick, I need you guys to promise me pick Alberto's piece for next week if he posts another 10-10. If not, don't worry about anything.
Deal.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. But if a Betty Boop piece comes up, might just push it out of the way.
Only if he posts another 10-10. If not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I never do.
Okay, good.
All right, guys. Have a good night. And I appreciate you hanging out with me. And everybody in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us too. Have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you. Well, I guess I'll see you next Monday. That's the next show I got with Sarah Jane. And then I'm flying to Hawaii Tuesday through
a vacation.
8th through the 6th through the 18th. So we'll have some fun. I guarantee you that. All right. Have a wonderful night. Signing off.